What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's doing well. Yes, indeed. Hope everybody is doing a-okay. Yes, indeed. So Shedeur, what's up, everybody? I see you. So Shedeur will be starting against the 49ers. We know that. Now, just to let you know, that touchdown pass, that pass that he threw was one of the longest of the season. That touchdown pass, the second one. The third one. It's like 60 some yards. Now the ball was like 7 yards in the air, 7 to 14 yards in the air, but the guy broke the run. That was the longest pass for the season. Now a lot of people are hold on, something ain't right here. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, I knew something was going on. Like there's too much activity in the comment section. I see it. Oh, give me a second. Let's see. Get these people out of here. If they spamming, Ant, could you take care of that for me? If they spamming, yeah. So that was the longest touchdown pass, and when I'm just looking at the team, like how they were acting, um, I got Ant there. Ant will take care of it for me. They sending bots my way. That's what happened when you put a bunch of people and you tell them about themselves. You feel me? Um, so Shador is off to a good start now. He's playing against the 49ers, and they got him starting next week. Now, let me just say this: there was a couple people that were analyzing the game that was doing the all 22 film. They said they didn't like his the protection package for him. They didn't like it, but he persevered anyway and helped them win that game. That's why I'm saying it's like things seem good right now, but I just don't trust it. But he will be getting the start at home. But this one guy, I think it was Chase Daniels, or somebody that was breaking down the protection package. They said they didn't like it. They didn't like how they were protecting him. And I started looking. I was like, yeah, that don't look right. He gave me the protection. It was not. It was not. I don't think this was set up for him to. I don't trust. I don't. I just don't trust what's going on. But shout out to the Raiders um, owner for allowing Coach Prime to sit in the box with him. So that's where he was sitting at. If you know, Coach Prime was there. He was up there with Al Davis' son. I call him. I forget his name. What's his name, Antoine? I keep calling him Al Davis' son, but the owner of the Raiders, which is now Al Davis' son, Coach Prime was sitting with him, and so that Mark Davis. Thank you. Yes, Mark Davis. He was chilling up there with Mark Davis, and I had told you guys before. I honestly think this is kind of like a audition for another team. It could be an audition for the Raiders. It could be. It's such a good fit with him with the Raiders, but he worked really hard with this situation right here. They probably will want to stay here because it's not the team's fault. The players, it's not their fault what happened to him. I believe a lot of them put their foot down. And I'm gonna tell you why. Well, I don't know. I can't say that because somebody that was doing the all 22 film, they he said he don't like their protection. He don't like the protection strategy. He didn't like it. And also he didn't like that they were going for that wildcat. He said they should have let Shedeur throw it in. But he understand the wildcat with Judkins. He's a stronger runner. But Shedeur can also run that thing in too. And So I'm looking at this with a little bit of caution. I don't trust the organization. I just don't. It's not the players, it's the organization. I don't trust it. And also they punted inside the 40, inside the 30. Like who does that? And if you look at the over and under, you know why they did it. If you go look at the over and under for that game, a lot of people lost their money because of that. They had another chance to score, but they wouldn't do it. And then when I look at the over and under, I said, man, I think all sports is fixed. I honestly do. And let me just say this, for a veteran wide receiver like Judy, for him to get that ball stripped like that, it don't seem right. He would not do something like that. You have to understand that there's somebody trailing in back of you. I don't buy that when he got stripped like that, that it sting. There's no way I could see if he was a rookie, but he's not a rookie. He should not have allowed that. I don't really like this situation still, but yeah, he knew better than that. He knew better and they said, well, he was just trying to put a move on him. Nah, yo, a pro doesn't do that. Maybe in high school, but not at the pro level. Now, do wide receivers do they get the ball punched out? Yeah, yes they do. But he had a lot of space. In that type of space, that doesn't happen. Yes, he stopped running. It's almost like they don't want him to get a touchdown. That's what it seems like. And I don't want to keep going with that conspiracy, but Shedeur should have had multiple touchdown passes in this game. And it goes back to like when Miles Garrett, they all looked up like they were surprised he threw that bomb. Guys, you don't know how really that stinks because look what he did at Colorado. He threw for a lot of yards at Colorado by getting sacked. You don't think he can throw that ball? Yeah, man. It's like I guess they want everybody just to believe that he has a lot of work to do. I don't think so. I don't think he has a lot of work to do. I think he needs adequate protection. That's what he needs. And get the flow. Once he get the feel for the game, once he get the feel for the game, the speed of the game, he's all right. He should have had the same opportunity Cam had, but obviously that didn't happen. So he has this opportunity now, which is cool. But it's not cool actually because he should have had more. The crazy thing is with these players, they should have a better record than they have. This team is good actually, and they have the record they have. It makes me feel like they're tanking. That's what it makes me feel like. They have somebody on defense that's chasing Michael Strahan. He's chasing Michael Strahan and he's chasing what was the other person? He's chasing Michael Strahan and because they both shared a record. Something Watt. Is it JT? No, it's hold on one second. I'll tell you right now. He's chasing the record and he can break that record. It don't make no oh, here it is right here. He's chasing a TJ Watt. Excuse me. Is that he's chasing JJ Watt? No, it's TJ Watt, not JJ. They brothers, but TJ Watt and Michael Strahan holds the they share the record. It's not JJ Watt, it's TJ Watt, his brother. TJ Watt and Michael Strahan shares the single season all-time sack record. So he's chasing them right now. And he's going to get it. He's going to get it. And the thing is, he has other people on that line that are good as well. And the secondary is good. The linebackers are good. The receivers are good. The running back is good. They actually have a playoff team. They're tanking. And the thing is, if they're tanking like this, who are they going after? Who are they going after right now? Yes, TJ Watt and Michael Strahan. They share the record for the single season sack record. TJ Watt tied Michael Strahan. You remember that year, TJ Watt? It was in 2021 when TJ Watt had that legendary year. I remember saying that he finally pulled away from his brother. He had a coming out party year and Pro Bowl and everything. And he tied the record. He almost broke the record. He almost did, but the quarterback threw it away. He almost got it. Now, a lot of people didn't like how Strahan got his. They feel like, what's his name? I think it was Brett Favre. Feel like he took a sack. But the players like him. The players like Shedeur because they know they can win with God. Do you see how did you go on the Browns YouTube page and look at how they were acting on the sideline? They weren't acting like that all year. They were happy that he was out there. Every last one of them were happy that he was out there. I know you're not trying to spam freeze prize Michael. Ain't no spamming prize Michelle up in here. No thank you. No thank you. You banned. Sitting up here trying to spam that. Damn. This ain't got nothing to do with prize Michelle. All right. So let's a prize Michael, however you say it. What is it, Antoine? Is it prize Michael or prize Michelle? I've been calling him prize Michael all this time. It's prize Michelle, right? For the Fugees. But as you can see right here, the team loves him. And he actually boosted up their morale. Oh, prize Michelle, okay. He boosted up their morale. They had a morale boost when he was out there. And Myles Garrett said, he was like, man, this kid's a winner. I don't care how young he is. This kid's a winner. He is a winner. And it's almost like they're trying to erase what he did at Colorado. He threw for so many yards. Do you realize he threw for so many yards and he kept getting sacked? That means that he could spin it. That means he could spin this ball. It's easy to him. You said all he has to do is not pull up. All he has to do not to make every play. Live for the next down. Right. Throw it away. Right. All he has to do is do layups. I call them layups. He don't but that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. When he would roll to his right, if he didn't see nobody open, he'll throw it away. That's all he has to do. Or run it. If he can run it. It ain't nothing wrong with running that ball either, if he can do it. You said 13 and 12 isn't winning. I don't know what I don't know what that means. What does that mean? 13 and 12 isn't winning. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what does that mean? I'm sitting up here talking about the Cleveland Browns. What do you mean 13 and 12 isn't winning? I'm sorry I hurt y'all MF and feelings because I got on all these buff channels and they trying to get at me. Listen, I got on y'all so bad. I know y'all dreamt about that. I got on you so bad. Okay. So I don't know what you're talking about. 13 and 12 isn't winning. When I'm sitting up here talking about the NFL, I'll get to Coach Prime in a second. I'm talking NFL right now. This man don't made it to the NFL and he's a good quarterback. All right. I just asked you again, what does 13 and 12 mean? I know you don't shut up because now you see I'm targeting you now. All right then. 13 and 12 isn't winning. You wasn't winning nothing before he got there. All right. Your sorry ass team was not winning nothing before Coach Prime got there. Okay. And don't sit up here and not remember that. You wasn't winning nothing before Coach Prime got there. You guys got a Heisman Trophy winner out the deal. And I know y'all don't care nothing about no Heisman Trophy winner because of the way he looked. I know y'all don't care. I know you don't. Okay. So you just sit down and enjoy the show and don't say nothing else. Because you guys haven't won nothing prior to he got there. Oh yeah, we did win. That was back in the 90s. I'm talking about right now. What have you done for me lately? You said, and it isn't winning anything since he came. You guys ain't win nothing. Even I'm talking about before he got there. He got to a bowl game in year 2. I know you guys don't care about that. I know you don't. Okay. I know you don't care about that. You said Prime told Juju the red shirt. I'm going to get to that in a second. I was on the Cleveland Browns until Buffs International decided he wanted to sit up here and make his presence known. CU, don't act like CU was, yeah, they were in the toilet before he got there. I just said you were in the toilet before he got there. What were you guys doing before he got there? You only won one game. And what did you do the year before that? You actually ran a coach up out of there. What was that coach that went to Michigan State, Antoine? What was the coach that went to Michigan State that just ran in the middle of the night and got the hell up out of there? Okay. So don't think if Coach Prime leaves, you guys are nothing. I promise you this. Nothing. Okay. You guys are nothing with your weak ass fight song. Talking about, oh, well, how about the fight song? The fight song is weak. It's weak. Mel Tucker, thank you. Okay. So let me get back to Shedeur here. So he boosted the morale of the team by him being out there. Oh, let me stop real quick. You said that isn't winning, right? I want you to look at Coach Prime record as a head coach till now. He's won more games than he lost. All right then. Let's continue. So Shedeur, the fight song is our culture. You sound like somebody. Is this your fake account? Why don't you tell us who you are? Tell us who you are, then we'll go from there. Come on, it's our culture. Listen. Let me get back to. I'm gonna get to Colorado in a second. Let me finish with this Cleveland Brown stuff right here. Now, like I said, when Shedeur was out there, hey Kimberly, yeah, losing culture. I know. He boosted the morale of the people on the team. Look how the team. You should have saw how the team was talking to each other on the sidelines. They were very, very happy that he was out there. And the kid is a winner. The kid is a winner. Last time I checked in his college career, he went to 3 bowl games. Even though they didn't win them, I have to admit they did not win the bowl games, but he went to 3. But he threw for a lot of yards, and I promise you, if they had a better offensive line when he was there, y'all probably would have won more games. But don't act like y'all didn't have Travis Hunter for 2 years. Don't act like that. Okay? Don't act like y'all didn't have a Heisman Trophy winner. Don't act like that now. Do you hear what I said? Don't act like y'all didn't have a Heisman Trophy winner. Hold on one second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see what they contributed to this. And to be honest with you, I would love for him to. I don't even think y'all deserve Coach Prime there. To be honest with you, y'all don't. All right, but let me see what they brought there. Okay, let's see what they brought there since he's been there. They had a person that was on all Pac-12 first team, all Big 12 first team, Big 12 Defensive of the Year. Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, the consensus All American. That's what y'all had. Y'all had a unanimous All American. Y'all had a 2-time Paul Hornung Award winner. Y'all had a Lott Trophy winner. Y'all had a Fred Biletnikoff Award winner. Y'all had a Chuck Bednarik Award winner. You had the SN College Football Player of the Year Award winner. You had the AP Football Player of the Year Award winner. You had the Walter Camp Award winner, and you took down the Heisman Trophy. Okay, the kid from Collins Hill. Okay, that's winning. That you brought all that hardware back to that damn university. Okay, that's what you did. That's what they did. And you want to sit up here and talk. But anyway, um, yeah, Miles Garrett about to break the all-time sack record if he gets 5 more. He could potentially get the 5 within the next 2 games. He can get them 5 in the next 2 games because he a dog. He gonna get them. But they got a whole new upbeat on this team because he's there. A whole new upbeat. You said you live near Boulder. I didn't care about CU football until Coach Prime. I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't because the team wasn't doing nothing, Dennis. They weren't doing nothing for a whole decade. That's why. Now, if they were winning, you'd be like, yeah, man, CU. You know what I'm saying? Because winning brings people. You said a lot of experts are discounting Shedur's role in it. No, you can't do that. See, we live in reality over here. We not listening to what the Matrix say. Okay, they not pulling the wool over our eyes. But there's a hit on this family. It is. They're marked, and I'm trying to figure out why they marked. I guess it's because of the what as they say the braggadocio and stuff with Coach Prime in his career. That might have been it. That might have been it. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I really don't know. I don't even think it's that, guys. I don't think it's that. You said it not just that, it was the white money culture. Yeah. Yeah, that it's gonna be hard to even get recruits to that school. But Coach Prime was able to get some recruits there. He got Juju there. He got a lot of other good recruits there. But they would have never came to see you if he wasn't there. I promise you that. But see what they're trying to do, guys, they're trying to start to discredit Coach Prime in the media now because they're trying to run him out of there so they won't be on the hook to pay him all that money. Because that's what the jerk said over there. You know, Meatwad, that's what Meatwad said over there. He said, well, hopefully if he leave, they don't have to pay him all that money. No, I'd rather for them to pay him all the money. I don't give a damn if y'all win another game. I'll pay him in advance, please. I don't care. I don't give a damn if he win another game. Pay him in advance because he earned it. Okay. They don't like. Let me tell you something. They don't like nothing about what he bringing. They don't like that he brought the celebrities. They don't like that because ain't nobody checking for them. They too corny. Ain't nobody checking for them. Yeah, it's not a. It ain't a culture I would want to be a part of with their weak ass fight song. I definitely don't want to be a part of it. Let me tell you. Let me explain while I'm here. Let me explain why I'm here. There's a lot of people call us, fake, whatever. Let me explain why I'm here. I am documenting a moment in time. I'm documenting a legendary football player and baseball player turned coach. And I said I'm going to follow his tenure at Colorado because he went to the Power Five and he's a legendary player and Hall of Famer. And I'm just documenting a moment in time because years from now, I'm going to come back to what I was talking about and maybe do something with it. That's all I'm doing. I'm documenting a moment in time. I'm not a CU fan actually. I'm a Florida State fan. Everybody knows that know me really good. Florida State is my team, but I'm documenting a moment in time here at CU and I support the players. I don't call them mercenaries. Okay, when you start calling people kids mercenaries, stuff like that, something is wrong. So that's all I'm doing. I'm documenting a moment in time and I'm also studying how they became so popular. It's one thing that, Coach Prime is who he is, but I'm talking about how did he gain so much notoriety amongst the young people? It's all because it's like a reality show. That's the way it is. And that camera means a lot. and they embrace social media. And I'm documenting it. That's all I'm doing. And it's been a hell of a ride so far. You said you still have some coaches and GMs who were also former players that still have a beef with Coach Prime. And instead of trying to burn them, they're talking about frustration. Right. That's what they're doing. I know some of them they trying to talk down. You said CU has won 9 or more wins 4 times since 1997. That's not that good. Since 1997, that's not good. That's not like a perennial powerhouse. No, that's not good at all. It's all right, but it's not good though. I mean, compared to the other like upper echelon in the Power Five, that's not good. But it's okay. Um, but yeah, I know what I know. And like I've been around a long time. I know what I know. Don't act like I don't know who CU is, because I do. And I know that some of these people at CU have nightmares of Tommy Frazier. I know they do. And how do I know that? Because I know something. Yes, I brought up Tommy Frazier. You have nightmares of Tommy Frazier. You sure do. He was like the Michael Vick before Michael Vick. The only reason why he didn't play in the NFL because he had blood clot issues. He had health issues. Yes, Antoine. They don't know. I go way back. I go way back now to Tom Osborne. I go way back. We go back to Tom Osborne, man. That era, the Lawrence Phillip era. I can go way back now. So I go way, way back. Oklahoma, of course, I go way back too. So I do know a lot about CU. But the problem is they weren't relevant for a very long time. I'm talking about powerhouse. I mean, talking about nationally known relevant. No, it wasn't. They were not. In fact, like I said, a coach ran up out of there in the middle of the night and took the other job. He ran out of there. They're gonna have an issue. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I support the players on the team because I'm following them in a moment in time. I've been following Mata since he was at Jackson State. I like I hope what's his name eventually get his chance because I think he's gonna be a heavy contributor to that team if they allow him to. And that's Caleb Mathis. Because he's doing his thing on special teams. They gotta give him an opportunity on with the wide receivers. When they do that, you're gonna see something. I'm almost like, damn, they don't use him. They're gonna have to use him eventually. They're gonna have to use him. But he is, I'm telling you, he's gonna be really good. He's gonna be really good. Um, have I ever been to Boulder? No, never been to Boulder. In fact, I used to have a Rashawn Salam Colorado jersey. I had a throwback one, the Mitchell and Ness one, Rashawn Salam, and I also had a Cordell Stewart one. I had two of them. I had a black one and a white one. Matter of fact, I think I still have them if they're in storage. I think I still have them. This is like back from I bought those jerseys back in early 2000. That's how old they are. They older than all the players. So there's a lot of good players on Colorado, and it takes a while to build a powerhouse. The reason why it's a staggered situation, I can identify why they have a staggered situation right now. Number one, they lost a lot of people to the NFL. But when all those players left CU when he first got there, that was a mistake. I'm telling you, that was a mistake because some of those players are headed to the NFL. That was a mistake, especially the kid that played at Arizona State. He's headed to the NFL. They should have tried to keep him. Okay. And they also should have tried to keep the defensive back that was at Arizona State. They should have tried to keep him too because he's like an NFL player. And also, but then I also heard that Jordan Tyson, that was a mistake to let him leave. And the Coach Prime identified him when he first got there. Because if you go back to Bucky's video, he was talking to Jordan Tyson when they were in the meeting room. Because Jordan Tyson was on crutches. And he was like, that's very impressive. You know, that's a good thing you did. He was talking about his numbers. So he had identified him. I think what happened is, and Carmani too, that was another one that got away from them. Because Carmani is going to be going to the NFL eventually. That got away from him. And I told people he has the skill, he has to grow into his body. You said Jordan Tyson came into Prime's office and apologized. But so what happened was, so a lot of things happened because a lot of players left on their own. He didn't tell all those players to leave because Coach Prime identified him. He identified him rather quickly. He was like, "Man, that's really impressive what you did, you know. And what's up with your injury?" He was talking about him. Okay, and so he identified that Jordan Tyson had skills on that team, but I think he decided to leave on his own. Now, what do you say here? You said Prime said in the presser. You said Jordan Tyson came to Indy. What way? I don't get what you're saying. I might have to listen to the presser in a second. I'm not sure what you're saying. With his uniform to the gate, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to listen to the presser. You mean the recent presser? I'm gonna have to listen to. I'm about to listen to it in a second. But what I'm saying is, a lot of players left CU on their own, so that's cool. The ones that left on their own is cool, but the ones that were told to leave, that might have been a mistake. That might have been a mistake because some of those players were actually really, really good. So I don't know what happened all the way and why all those players left. But nevertheless, that's a part of his history now. So you have a total rebuild. They only won 4 games in year one. Year two, they got to a bowl game, even though the Colorado faithful don't care about that. But they got to a bowl game and promised Miss Peggy they'd get them a bowl game, even though they didn't win it, but they still got her to a bowl game. But they don't respect that. Also, they don't respect that when Coach Prime was there, he told the players to learn the fight song and he made them sing it because the governor made them sing it. But they don't respect all that. They don't remember. You said, man, you suspect. Hold on. You read what you want. You said the prevent five, the prevent the 5-star from from eight. I don't get what you're saying. It don't make no sense. It's to prevent the 5-star from HBCU. Listen, Travis would have stayed at Jackson State and still went to the NFL. He would have, if he stayed there all 4 years, he would have still went to the NFL. That's how good he is. Okay. And don't sit up here and say, man, you suspect. My name is Max. Don't sit up here and damn, they really getting at me today. Hold on a second. Ooh, they getting at me, but ain't no thing. It's just the devil's busy. It's all good. Um so yeah, but he made them sing the fight song when Coach Prime was there. He made them sing it. He said, y'all need to learn this fight song. And then when they were singing it, he's like, come on now, you got to sing it with some passion. He did say that, but you know, Matt and them, They greasy. These are greasy type of people. You know, man, you got sewer type of people. You know, I don't, sewer type of people, they only hear what they hear. Okay. But anyway, so let's get to the press conference.
Coach Kleiman, love him. Both of us come from small beginnings, and we're here. Phenomenal coach, phenomenal man, phenomenal person, great leader. You understand his accolades, but I just love his demeanor, man. His composure. I love the way he do what he does, and he's been consistently do it for quite some time. Team is strong, ran the heck out of the football last week. They gave up some things defensively, but they're playing a really good team. But these guys, they get after it. They take the understanding and the personality of their coach and they compete, man. They really compete. They got a quarterback who can get it done. We saw that. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Last year, I think he hit my dance, and that was funny. That was hilarious after he scored. I like when kids do that. That's funny to me. But respectful team, great group of guys, and they're trying to get after it. They definitely have a bowl riding on it, and we're trying to keep them from that. So we're trying to play spoiler this week. But other than that, love him to life, man. I really do, and I love what he's accomplished there. Okay, there we go. Soccer advanced to first Sweet 16, 17 win school record. Volleyball 22-7. That's phenomenal as well. They have a game Friday versus BYU. Men's cross country finished 10th in the.
Oh, let me just say this real quick. He's the most successful coach in CU history. Why do I say that? His team has recorded the highest GPA average in the history of that school. That makes him the most successful coach. Why? Because it ain't all about football. These people are not all these people are going to the NFL. They all got high. They got the highest recorded GPAs in his tenure. That means he did something right. That's what that means. That's why some of these people, they don't talk about that because they don't care about that. I'm not sure if Juju's leaving, but red shirting means that he wants to preserve that year, just in case he got to go the whole, 4 years. But it's good though. It's good to red shirt because he did get a year under his belt. Now, what does that mean? He's leaving? I'm not sure yet.
The women's 13th in NCAA championships last Friday. Men's basketball undefeated. Heads to California. This.
Yeah, he's more successful than Coach Mack. The reason why I say that is because now on football terms, no. When you talking about gridiron, no. You're talking about success after life, yes. Because they got the highest GPAs in the history of that whole school. The education is more important than football. They're called student athletes. They're not called athlete students. They're student athletes. And the highest GPA ever recorded. That's a success. That's more than that. That means more to me than in football. Because last time I checked, the top 10 people on the Forbes list never played football. Never. I'm talking about the top 20 in the Forbes list. Never played football. Never did. None of the owners never played football either. I mean, if you count Tom Brady as a minority owner, I'm talking about full-fledged owners, never played football. So developing your mind and that stuff is a little bit more important. Also, what's more important is he told Charlie Offendahl, we're going to see if we pay your college in your graduate studies. We're gonna find a way where you don't have to pay for that. That means more to me than football. Because 99% of these players are not going to go to the NFL. Okay, most of these coaches, I mean, most of these players not going to the NFL, but he set them up pretty good. So that means a little bit more to me than the NFL.
This week, women's basketball is 5-1, has won 4 straight. Ski team. I love the Durham ski team. Uh,
That's right, Jerry Jones. He's an offensive lineman. That's right. It was one. I was like, damn, it got to be one. Yeah, Jerry Jones. That's right.
I'm just thinking about if I had the opportunity to ski, would I be on a ski team when once upon a time, like see a brother on
Wait,
a ski team. I
what
ain't
did he
seen
what
that
did he
yet,
play
but
in? So was he offensive lineman or a DB or something?
we're gonna accomplish that here in CU. Uh, ski team is looking strong this season. I'm sorry. CU should also have a solid contingent of current former athletes competing in the Winter Olympics in February, which is awesome. Lastly, club women's rugby. I didn't even know we had a club women's rugby team advanced to the national championship game, and we'll take on Northwestern December the 6th in Houston. Wow, I didn't even know.
I didn't know until yesterday.
For real?
Yep.
What other club teams do we have? I know we have baseball.
There's about 30 or 40 clubs.
We got hockey?
Hockey and soccer,
Yeah.
lacrosse.
Well, why would you have a club? Because you got a soccer team.
Men's soccer.
Oh, men's. Okay, the men's club. Thank you. You got a pair. You got a pair. Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen the baseball team play. And I think Shiloh was going to play for the baseball team one time. I've stopped. They play down the street, right? I've stopped over there a couple times. I've stopped a couple times and watch. I don't think that was our team playing, but I've stopped and seen a few games over there until they start coming up. I want to get at that. If you're going to come up and bother me, get me a bat. Let me get a hit. I need a hit right now. All right. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Nikki Evers, Yahoo Sports. Hope you're doing well, Coach. In this day of college sports, how valuable is it to have a quarterback that's committed to this program?
It's very valuable. Not only a quarterback, to have at least 35 committed to this program. It's not just a quarterback. Quarterback is very prominent because the quarterback will build you or kill you quickly. But you need multiple players, corners.
Yeah, let me just stop right there real quick. That's a problem with college football. You got a lot of moving around, and somebody offer more money, and it's like it's hard to get people to stay committed. You said stop kicking people out. I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm kicking the people that's spamming out. What are you talking about? I'm kicking the people that's spamming out. That's what I'm doing. Buffs International.
Little skill position, linebackers, a couple guys in the middle. You can have one on the edge and you can hide the other one, but offensive line to protect the quarterback as well, a good back, couple receivers, tight end. Like you need other pieces.
Word salad with 0 results got him to the Hall of Fame. As far as the pinnacle of football, not too many players have reached the pinnacle of football that he's reached. And you're saying word salad. Let me just say this real quick because you may not know anything. A football coach is only good as his personnel. If you don't have the right personnel to develop, you're not winning nothing. I don't care who you are. What made Coach Saban so great? He had all the personnel to come there. Coach Saban got what he wanted to get. The players gravitated to him. He didn't have to worry about personnel. That's why.
Well, but the quarterback is definitely the main piece. That's very vital.
Jack Harlow.
Jack, you early today, baby.
Really? I know. Second question.
Yeah.
So I ask you mentioned playing spoiler against Kansas State.
Yeah.
Just overall, what's your message to this group to finish strong?
Finish strong.
All right. Well, the thing is, if you think he's a personality and a coach, then hey, that's all good.
Finish strong. You got to finish strong. I mean, it's almost like you got gas in the tank, but you got to have a full tank because you're running out. You're running out in that third or fourth, and you're making some mistakes that we can't recover from, and that's not indicative of who we are. But it seems as though we got to do better. I say that every week, but we got to do better, Jack.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell,
Yes, sir.
Camera. A couple questions for you.
Okay.
First off, on Saturday night after the game, Juju kind of left the door open to possibly not playing this week and redshirting.
Yeah.
Has that decision been made? Do you know if he'll play this week?
Yeah, it has. I'll tell you about the conclusion of it. Yeah, it has.
Okay. And then just second question I have
Okay.
for you is, You mentioned K-State's running game, and they ran for a ton of yards on Saturday.
Yeah.
They got you guys pretty good last year as well. What's
Mhm.
the challenge of their run game and trying to stop that?
They're physical. They run the ball. Whenever you have a quarterback that's a threat, also that pose like that's a threat because the quarterback can run as well. You're gonna load the box up. You're gonna challenge him to throw the darn football around the yard instead of just running the football. It's demoralizing when people run on you at that clip. Throwing the football, that hits you quick, but if you're gonna kill me, man, let me just go ahead and get over with. Don't just bleed me out, But those guys are pretty good. They know what they're doing. They've been successful with running the ball downhill. We got to stop. We know it's not like we don't know what's coming. Sooner or later, you got to just man up and take on the responsibility to stop the run.
John Treach, 9
How you
News.
doing, John?
Good coach. You're a thoughtful guy. Have you found yourself just reflecting more this week, more than most, on the season and the program?
No, I reflect every week. Yeah. You got to understand, man, I don't break glass in case of emergency. I know how to get it right. I'll get it right. We were headed in the right direction, and some things happened.
I know, Antoine, I had to say ouch on that too. He said he's a personality. He's not a coach. I had to say, okay, hey, that I can't, but it's interesting that he said he's going to hold this to the end. This is my first time watching it. He said he's going to hold the Juju situation till the end. That's interesting that he said that. Just the way he said it like that for that moment in time. I don't know. I'm a little shaky on Juju coming back. A little shaky on it.
Happened, and we took a quick left instead of staying right. But I know how to get it right, and I will. We'll be sitting in here at the point in time last year, and I told you I was, and we got it.
Look, Buff's in the national. He ain't trying to hear it, Antoine. He said you talking and you under deliver. He said he ain't trying to hear it. Let me get through this. I mean, the first year, yeah, 4 games. The second year, got to a bowl game. The third year, not so good. And I have identified what that issue was, because you got to look at it like this. I know Coach Prime said him and Willingham came in at the same time. No, what is his name? The Arizona coach, Arizona State. They came in at the same time in the conference, right? But when he came to Arizona State, there wasn't a huge roster overhaul. He kept the players that there and brought some more players in and developed that way. He didn't completely develop from scratch. Coach Prime almost developed from scratch. That's the reason why we having a situation right now. Because some of the players I have looked at and did some research on some of the players that were there on just because I remember he said in his speech, and this is also what rubbed people the wrong way. I'm being real with you. When he had the Louis Luggage speech, he said to the kids, if you only won 1 game and they fired the coaches, who do you think is next? Now, the thing is, your record don't always reflect the talent that you have on the team. They had some dogs there. What was the kid, Antoine, that left? He was a linebacker. I mean, no, he was a safety. And they moved him to linebacker. I think they should have kept him at safety. And I'm going to tell you why. Before Coach Prime got there, when he announced that he was coming there, I started doing research on that personnel that was there. And I identified him. And I went and looked at a game he played in. There was a game he played in. He came from, it was a touchdown attempt to the corner of the end zone. He came from all the way on the other side. Yeah, it's Trevor Woods. He came from all the way on the other side of the end zone to he speared the guy and kept him from, and the guy fumbled it, and he crawled and picked up the fumble. I knew right then and there he's an NFL player. That's NFL caliber. And the problem is he's NFL caliber. When he did that, I said, oh my God, I said, this kid right here, I made a note of it. I said, this kid is part of the luggage. He's part of the luggage. when he okay, so the quarterback, it was like a 30-yard, 40-yard pass. He threw it to the one side of the end zone. Trevor came flying from the other side and speared the guy and made the guy fumble, and he picked up the fumble in the end zone. I said, yo, this dude is a dog, yo. I said, this might be a future player here. Because CU, even though they haven't done nothing in the past decade, they did have NFL players. Yeah, that's a dog. That's a dog I identified. That's a dog. Yes, he is. He's a dog. And you remember Gonzalez, Antoine? Remember Gonzalez went to you remember Gonzalez that went to Christian Gonzalez, Antoine, you remember him? He transferred out of CU. Okay. He also was at CU. He's an NFL player, but he went to Oregon. But it don't matter. He played that 1 year at Oregon, I believe. But he played most of his time at CU. So even though CU didn't have the record, they had some players. So what you have to do is what you I know I'm getting back to that, Edward, after this, but what you have to do is you have to evaluate the talent that you already have, and I don't believe they did that. Because if you had did that, you would not have moved Trevor from safety to linebacker. You wouldn't have done that because it could have hurt his NFL chances. In fact, what I had said, what I think what they should have did was Trevor should have worked out for the combine, and he should have tried the NFL anyway because he would have made the team. He would have made the team at safety. He would have made it. But he's probably going to do it at the end of this year. No, what I'm saying is he could have played out there with Trevor. Trevor could have played out there with Cam and Shiloh. One of them would have been the nickel. One of them would have been the nickel. No, he's not slow. No, he wasn't. Anytime you can run from one end zone to the other and spear somebody and make a fumble, you're a dog. You're a dog. And I identified it. See, when you have to identify talent, there's a couple ways. It takes a while to identify it. You have to look at all their games, actually. You actually got to go look at this all 22 film and go look at all their games in its entirety and then identify what type of player that is. It takes a lot of work. And the thing is, when he first got to Colorado, he started off late because he had to finish the Celebration Bowl. So those crucial weeks went by. And also I fault whoever the recruiters are there. That was their fault. They should have did some research and identify who the dogs were. But Coach Prime did identify Jordan Tyson, though. He did. Because when he had the meeting with the wide receiver crew, Jordan Tyson was on crutches. And Coach Prime said, it's very impressive what you did here. He said, your numbers are very impressive. So he identified him. I think what's going to happen is he has to be more involved in evaluating the talent because he can do it. And let me tell you why. Some of you don't remember that he was a major contributor in the NFL Combine commentary. He was like the Dick Vitale of football. When he say that somebody is good, they're going to go on to be good. He used to, Dick Vitale used to call them diaper dandies. Anytime Dick Vitale calls somebody a diaper dandy, they're on their way to the NBA. So when Coach Prime used to commentate the NFL Combine, he did a lot of research on these college players. He said, oh, this guy's going to be good. Every last person, you can go look at the YouTube video of him naming them. Every last person that he named, they all played more than 10 years. They all were really good. So I think he may have to go back to that, but he couldn't do it because he had health issues. He had health issues every year he was at CU. Remember, he had a surgery, and then last off season he had cancer surgery, so he couldn't be there for that stage of looking at these recruits, not in that type of pain. So, so that's the thing. So that's where we're going right there. I think he might have to be more involved in looking at this talent, because then we had somebody, because sometimes people are not good for certain situations. Just like, for example, the offensive lineman that went back to Indiana, he's headed to the NFL now that he went back. So maybe he shouldn't have left Indiana. Sometimes going and chasing the money is not always good. You need to stay. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that's why he did that, but you have to stay with your program for the entirety, because the top offensive linemen in college football, they're not hitting the portal. You got to develop that from the high school ranks. And so with that being said, it takes a while. It takes more than a few years to build a championship caliber team. And a lot of people saying, oh, that's BS and this and that. They don't know football. And that's okay. You just don't know football. I want you to find out how long it took Coach Saban to turn that thing into a powerhouse. How many years did it take? But it takes a few years to build it up. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm enjoying Coach Prime every season, but I'm not sure if this is going to be his last season. I hope it don't. I hope it don't be his last season, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Got some key pieces that's there that you can work with, and I'm happy with that. Sometimes you just need to recalibrate. You need to reset. You need to get a redo. It's like kids when they playing video games. When it's not going right, they hit reset. We need to reset right now.
Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you feeling?
Good.
Scott Proctor at DMVR. Was signing day next week? How do you just feel about this 2026 recruiting class so far? And
Well,
maybe what are you still hoping to maybe add via
I'm
high
not.
school or the portal?
You want 15? You want about 15 to 17 high school kids. Why do you say that, Coach? Well, check the statistics. You get 30, are they going to be here in 2 years? Statistically, check the statistics. So when I talk to you, you understand what I'm saying, and you understand why the method to my madness. Nowadays, if kids aren't playing by that spring of that second go around, they're out. They jump in the portal. You got to figure out the strategy. What do you want to go? How do you want to get it? The strategy a year ago was the same strategy it was last year. And you hit on your portal guys. You hit on your freshman guys. This year, you hit on your freshmen, to me, some of them, and you missed on your portal. So that's why we're sitting where we're sitting. It's not like you didn't have a strategic plan. Now, you had a strategic plan. You missed. Sometimes it happens. And I'm going to take responsibility. I'm not going to say we missed. I missed. That'll make you feel better about it? Yeah, I know you don't care.
One more follow up. On your last answer, you was talking about you feel like you have like a group of guys.
Core.
That's
Core,
the word.
offensively.
Got you.
Offensively.
Does it feel like you just kind of have to add around the edges around the core? Does it feel
Offensively.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the defense. I'm not speaking of the defense right now. I'm talking about offense. You have bless you. You have several young men, and you always plan for 10 to 15% that you may lose. You make plans for that. It may be a surprise to you guys, but it's not a surprise to us. And sometimes it is what it is. You got to just, roll up your sleeve and say it is what it is. Let's go get it. Let's go find another guy that can fill that void. So we had a come to Jesus meeting pretty much yesterday, and it was good. It was really good. I'm smiling because it was some highlights and some low lights, some light spirit. It was good. It was an opportunity for everybody to get it out and flush it, and let's move on. So a lot of stuff came out of that.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Amen.
Hey, Coach, Jake Schwann, DMVR. Just, a lot of talk about leadership and like intangibles. Just what have you seen from Julian and kind of these core guys that you mentioned in that department? And do you feel confident in that department for next season?
He has the ability. Leadership comes with balling, man. It behooves me when you guys think guys could be leaders and ain't balling. Leaders ball. That's why people follow. You don't follow no one that don't know the direction of how to get there, do you? You find yourself lost. So you got to have ballers that are leaders or don't work. He has a tremendous probability and opportunity to lead. And as each game goes and grows, you're seeing more and more of that. It's hard for a kid, at his age and stage to just jump in with some grown men. Some of these guys have kids, some of these guys, in their own world, some of these guys, and he's trying to lead that as a young freshman. That's a lot to ask, but you could give him some guidelines and some intangibles that he need to work on. And he's done that, man. So I'm proud of the youngster. He hasn't folded like a lawn chair. When we was walking off the field at halftime, he's like, Coach, I'm gonna figure it out. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna get it. So he was.
Yeah, I saw your comment. Yeah, they trying to look into that. I heard that somebody is complaining. A lot of people are complaining about it. Like, that's point shaving. They could have actually scored on that drive. And you got to look at how many yards did they need for the first down. Go look again. Go look at how many yards they needed for the first down, and Shedeur was on fire. Go look. Yeah, they shouldn't have punted there. But like I said, I don't bet, because after that whole Chauncey Billups situation, I know the whole all of sports is messed up. It's not just NBA. And it's not the first time it happened. I'm not going to say why somebody sat for a year. It's a legendary athlete. He sat for a year, and there was a reason for it. And how I found out, I used to go to Atlantic City all the time. And I was cool with one of the dealers. And one of the dealers said, man, I overheard something last night. You had a couple of them. They were here in Atlantic City. They were in the back high rollers room. And they were talking about how they were found out. And yeah, it's a whole big thing. I hope that story comes out one day. Because if I tell you, you're not going to believe me. I hope it come out one day. It was two players. One retired for good, and another one retired for a year and came back. But something and then also there was it was a whole big story to it. It was a whole big story, and it also involved death too. It was a whole big story to that, but I don't even want to get into that, because that's like I don't know, a lot of people, like, a lot of the old folks, they know about it, like what happened in that situation. But yeah, there's somebody complained and said they wanted the FBI to look into that. But I don't know if they ever gonna. I don't think the FBI gonna look into it, to be honest with you, unless it's related to that Chauncey situation. Because I think that it's a lot of players involved in this situation. This thing is bigger than we think it is. So
He was knowing that he hadn't performed up to capabilities at that point, but he was just triggered to get it right and to go over the tape and go over the things at halftime and come back out the second half and get it right. So I'm proud of him. I know what he's capable of doing. You've seen it. You've seen glimpses. And when you see a glimpse of something, all you need to add practice, 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 and then you're going to see the consistent version of that.
I want to ask you, Coach, you were mentioning like the roster building process that's coming up here.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that process of going through and trying to find the pieces?
Immensely. I really do. And
okay, you know what I think is going to happen here? I'm going to make a big prediction here. I'm about to make a big prediction. When he said there's getting ready to be an overhaul, he's not talking about the coaches. He's getting ready to have another roster overhaul. He's getting ready to do it. And he's getting ready to have another roster overhaul. It's almost going to be like damn near reminiscent of year one, but not with the offense so much. They're identifying the problems with the defense. So they probably you're gonna see a whole lot of people come in now, and a lot of the Colorado faithful, they don't like that. They don't like that, and what they want. Hey, what's up, Demand Above? You know what they want? They want him to recruit in high school. But what did he just say? He's only going for about 12 to 14, and he don't go to the high school. He doesn't go to their homes like that. So he's hitting that portal again. And the problem is with hitting that portal, what are you gonna go get the A1 dogs out the portal? That requires money to get the A1 dogs out. When I talk about the one dogs, I know he in the NFL now. I'm talking about a Walter Nolan type. Because you remember Walter Nolan transferred to Ole Miss. Remember that? He was in the portal for a little bit, and then he went to Ole Miss. He transferred from Texas to Ole Miss. I mean Texas A&M to Ole Miss. Now to get a player like that requires a lot of money. That requires millions just for one player. So I don't know like how what are they going to get out the portal? Like, are they going to go? Because if they're going to have a complete roster overhaul, um, we'll see. We'll see what they get. They definitely gonna need linemen. They definitely gonna need linemen. But what I'm saying is, to get the top tier linemen, they're not leaving these universities. He's not gonna get the linemen, the top tier linemen from Alabama. He's not getting them. They're gonna stay there. Now he might get the ones that's third on the depth chart. You see what I'm saying? Or fourth on the depth chart at Alabama or places like that, I think. And I don't know which coach is going to be gone, but when he's talking about roster or he's talking about overhaul, he's talking about the roster, dog. That's what he's talking about, I think.
I'm not making excuses by any means, but I missed a little bit of that.
All right, let me just say this. What he might do, he might have the whole hand in who he's picking. That's what he should. If he's going to do that, he has to do it. He has to go, he has to research the talent. Okay, that's who I want. That's who I want. Like, don't leave it on the recruiters, just solely on them. He got to go after the people. Now, can he pull down some of these top tier dogs? Yeah, he got to go see him. He would have to go see him. That's big for him to show up at your house. For him to show up at your house, that means business. Now, like I said, he pulled down the top player in college football, and he pulled down Travis Hunter. He pulled down Travis Hunter twice because he got Travis Hunter to come to Colorado. All the other teams in the nation wanted Travis Hunter. They're going to offer him millions. So he does have the ability to attract these type of players, but I don't think there's a conspiracy theory my cousin was telling me about. And I don't like talking conspiracies because I can't prove none of that. He said that he said 5-star players aren't leaving their respective right. That's what I'm saying. It's very hard to get them. That's what I tell my cousin. It's hard to get these 5-star players. Not just the 5-star players, because we talking high school. I'm talking about the starters from Alabama. Okay? Because we look, check this out. One of the starters that's at Alabama was at Colorado. He went to Alabama. So I don't know why that happened. And then a starter from Tennessee left, and he's on his way to the NFL. And he's like going to be like a semifinals or whatever for the Thorpe Award. They lost that. They lost they lost 2 big dogs. So they got to bring those big dogs back. And the only way to do it, he has to do it. However he got Travis, that's how he got to get the other players. Because he can get them. He has the ability to do it. He does have the ability to go get these players. But he has to go do it himself. Like, I don't know how he got Travis. I don't know the story behind that. What's the story behind that? Did Travis seek him out? Or did he recruit Travis? I think he recruited him. He did. But see, Travis wanted to play for him. He wanted to. And it was big for Travis to go to Jackson State. So for him to pull down Travis, that means he has the ability, if he go to their house, to pull down a lot of people. But in order to do that, he would have to do it. He would have to do that. He would have to do that. He would have to do it. Yeah, he recruited Travis. Okay, so if he recruited Travis, he can recruit a lot of people. but he would have to do it himself. He would have to go see these players and stuff like that. It's hard to get certain players. It's hard to get certain players. I'm not sure why you said Plantation Madness. I don't know what color you are. And I don't know you, so I'm assuming that you on the other side, and I'm gonna have to block you for that. I don't know what color you are, yo, but I will take that a certain type of way depending on what you look like when you're saying Plantation Madness. You said he paid Travis too, needed him. No, that's what that's what a lot of coaches thought that he paid him. But he did get him some bread. I ain't gonna lie to you, because he got him the NIL deals. So yes, Travis did get some bread. With Shadur, you said Max, it was Shedeur that talked. Shedeur did do a lot of recruiting, didn't he? He damn sure did. Because he got Jimmy and them to come there, and Xavier Weaver. Yeah, I think Travis really, it was a dream for him to play for Prime. So that's what I'm saying. He gonna have to, however he did that, that's how he gonna go get these high school players. I'm not talking about the college players. I'm talking about the high school players. That's how he gonna have to get them. And it's hard because you're recruiting with other universities. This thing is hard now because you're not gonna compete with an Ole Miss. You're not gonna compete with a Texas A&M. You're not gonna compete with a Texas, Alabama, or anybody in the SEC. They got bread, so it's kind of hard to compete. So yeah, I'll offer you. But see, the thing is, you got to make sure that player is a dog, though. You got to make sure that he's a bona fide player. You can't take a chance on the player. You see what I'm saying? You're gambling here. Let me tell you this. Nobody gambled on Julian Sand. They didn't gamble on him. It was already verified by Coach Saban that this man was a dog. It was already verified. And it was no gambling on Caleb Downs. There was no gambling because he's already proven himself at Alabama. So when you go pay that person a lot of money to come to Ohio State, you're not taking a gamble. That's a plug and play player. He can start anywhere. Even the players even the colleges that were offering Travis Hunter a lot of money, they weren't taking a gamble on that because they knew that he was already verified. So if you're gonna give the people the money, they have to be verified dogs. Yeah, pre-NIL, he would have had he would have been competing, but it's hard now because the verified dogs you will get outbidded. Like if I'm at Alabama, I'm like, how much CU offering you? They offer me 500,000. Okay, they offer you 500,000. I got 800 for you. What you think they're gonna take? Or do you say I got $1 million for you? We got $1 million for you to come here. I'm talking about the verified dogs. Now, to get a verified dog quarterback that's already established, you're looking at $5 million. You're looking at upwards of 5 or even more. I'm talking about like a Julian Saying. I'm talking about like the Michigan quarterback, even though he's not leaving Michigan. But you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about somebody that's it's verifiable, like the Alabama quarterback, to try to get him from Alabama. It's hard to do that. You have to do it from high school. You're gonna have to take a couple years. I know that it's a rush for them to win. I feel like the coaches they're in a rush to win. Never mind what everybody's saying. Because never mind what everybody's saying. Just take the couple years to rebuild the team from the high school on up, and then you'll be straight. You will find your Caleb Downs. You will find them in high school. Because remember, they found Omarion Miller. They found Drayon Miller. They found Draylon Miller. Okay. They found Jordan Seaton. You finding all the big dogs from high school. So I understand what he's saying, where he's a little worried about the high school players leaving, but they won't leave, especially if you're paying them bread. They're not leaving. Jordan Seaton didn't leave. So my question is, how did they prevent Jordan Seaton from not leaving? Because he got bread. He riding around. Listen, guys, let me tell you something. Let me stop. Let me be serious with you. I know what the problem is there. I know what the problem is. Hold on. I know what the problem. Hold on a second. Hopefully he might hear this. I know what the problem is. Yep. He's saying that, see, the problem is not getting the talent. That's not the problem. He can get the talent in there. He can get the talent. That's not it. Because Jordan Seaton got people from IMG. They have an IMG connection, remember? You remember the trainer that's there now? She came from IMG. You remember the offensive line coach that's there that played for the Cowboys? He coached at IMG. They have an IMG pipeline. They have the talent. But here's the problem. He's saying that some players are leaving. The issue is it's the money. Because how are you able to keep Jordan Seaton? Because money. He's driving around with a Maybach. Now, he driving around with a Maybach, them other players want to get paid too. They want to get paid. That's the issue he's having. That might be an issue. Everybody gotta. I know people are getting paid. Everybody's getting paid, but I'm talking about everybody got to get paid. I think the Oregon coach said to satisfy his roster costs about $20-some million, or $18 million. It costs about $18 million to satisfy his roster each year. You know how much money that is? Split up with the players? Yeah, I know he's connected, but the thing is, you got to take care of the other players too. So when you're going out and doing a complete roster overhaul, you got to pay bread. And the thing is, you can't play bread like, okay, he did it, because sometimes it might not work out, like with Salter. They paid Salter. But Salter wasn't in the SEC. Okay? He wasn't in the top dog leagues. I'm talking about the top dogs. I'm talking about the SEC. I'm talking about certain players in the ACC, different places. I'm talking about the top dogs. In order to get them, it's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take millions to get that roster the way he wants it. Or you can take your time and build it through the high school ranks. You can take your time. It'll take a couple years, but he'll build it. Because you need them to have a couple years to get experience, and then finally it'll be the next man up mentality, like it is at Alabama. Because when Caden Proctor go to the league, it's the next man up. It's whoever backing up Caden Proctor. That's his spot now. That's how it is at Notre Dame. Notre Dame didn't build their offensive line from the transfer portal. They built their offensive line from high school. So I understand what they're trying to do, but the only reason why it worked the second year, because they had Travis, they had some good pieces to the puzzle there that made it work. But when you doing a complete rebuild, you gotta go to high school. I believe so. That's just my theory on it. You have to go to the high school ranks. And you have to go not just 5 stars. You can go for 4 and 3 stars. Just depends on who it is. Like right now, I know a player right now personally that if they get him, he's on his way to the NFL. And he's a junior in high school. They've already told him and met with him, said that he's on his way to the NFL. They've already told him this. He's a junior in high school, and he's 6'6". He's 6'6", 260, 265 or something like that. And he's not fat. He's 6'7" or something like that. I don't know what she's been feeding him. But we knew he was going to be tall, because I've known him since he was like 8 years old. I knew he was going to be tall because he always had big feet and big hands. So I'm like, he's going to grow into that. And he damn sure did. You know who he reminds me of? He like the way he like rolled people over, and he liked getting hit. He likes getting hit because he likes how they bounce off of him. He likes how the DBs bounce off him when they try to hit him. It's almost like that tight end with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how he is. That's how big he is. And he's in high school right now. That's who they got to go get. They got to go get him. But obviously, they're not going to get him because if it's up to her, he'll go to Penn State. But he don't want to. I don't think he's going. I think he's going to Miami or somewhere. You said you and Uncle Neely are in the business of gaslighting fans. Antoine, what do you think we should do with this person here? You think we should because he at this point he fucking with me. What do you think we should do? You think we should go ahead and ban him? Because you don't talk long enough, sir. I'm too old to be playing with you. Okay? I'm too old to be playing with you. I allowed you to stay in here, but you can't play with me. You sitting up here saying I'm gaslighting. I'm not gaslighting nobody. I'm talking about the portal compared to high school right now. And the fact that you said that means you trying to fuck with me. So look, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and ban you, right? Let me go ahead and ban you. Anytime you want to come on the panel, then ask me for the link. You got to talk to me that way now because I want to know who you are. So if you want the link, I'll give you the link when I'm done with the show, and then we will give people a show at the end of the show. That's what we'll do. So we're just talking about like compared to the high school ranks and the transfer portal. The transfer portal can work if you get those Walter Nolans type of players. Because all he needs is about 6 dogs on the defense. That's all he needs. About 6. And 6 on offense. And he's back in the hunt. He's back in the hunt again. But in order to get back in the hunt, you need a 6 on each side, maybe 7. 6. I would say 6. And the rest of them is like just want to go get it. And up and coming stars. That's all you need. He can get them. He does have the ability to get these people. I mean, how did he get Travis Hunter and Jordan Seaton? He got them. He got to be hella aggressive. I know. He got to be hella aggressive. He got to be hella aggressive to do that. He do, and it's a cutthroat business. Remember, Coach Prime said, "Y'all keep going after my players." Remember that? He said that last year. Stop talking to my players now. So they're being aggressive and going after his players. You know, it's just, yeah, but I guarantee you they'll try to say, oh, he talking to our players before they're in the portal. They'll try to say something like that. But shout out to Coach Prime. He can get it done if long he stay there. He'll turn it around.
Yeah, no. So I look forward to it. I really look forward to it. And meeting with those guys, interviewing those guys, to making sure that their countenance, their desire, their want, that fire matches with what we have here, or can enhance what we have here. Because it's like a dating game, man. You got to sit there and make sure. Just because a guy's a dog, that don't mean you bring him in, because a dog can mess up your yard. And you just got to make sure that person is the right guy, and they really want this and not want this for a check. And I think every coach is dealing with that, trying to understand who is who. Because one thing that we don't have in life is measurables for the heart. If we could measure that, my God, we wouldn't waste time on some of the things we're wasting time on. Measurables for the heart, especially with relationships. Yeah, two ways: missing this and missing identifying that. Yeah, it's 2 misses. I missed it both ways.
Okay, Coach Leo Barrow, Scope of Sports. Looking at that offensive line group, what have you thought about the coaches, having that trio this year? And do you feel comfortable with the way the young guys are developing?
Man, let me tell you something. Our offensive line performed. Everybody in this room will sit up here and say, "Whoa, we could have had those guys last year. We'd have won the national championship." Am I right or wrong? So those guys have performed. That had not been the problem. There's been a plethora of problems, but that has not been the problem. And I know we're losing several guys that are going to be gone. I think 3 starters. But the guys that we have right now that are asserting themselves as backups in playing time, like a couple of them right now. I'm looking at them in their faces right now. But these guys can play, and they know all they need is a good offseason, a good spring, and they're going to be ready to compete.
And then secondly, you talked about supporting the other sports on campus. Will we be seeing you at any of the men's or women's basketball games?
I hope so. Yeah, I gotta get this team right. That's my focus right now. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I've been waiting to ask you this one for a little while. And based upon what you said to Scotty and Brian about missing in 2 different ways,
Right.
I think it's a good time. Before the year, dating back to spring ball, you'd said many times that you felt like you had a better team than
Yeah, I did.
last year.
Really did.
Where did that deviate? Or is that in those 2,
The thing about, man, you have no idea how bad I want to answer that question. But see, if I answer that question, you're going to think I'm placing blame in this on people, and I'm not. But when I tell you guys the truth and I'm transparent with you, you find fault in the things I say. So when I tell you, guys, we make mistakes. Yeah. We made mistakes. Forget we. I ain't made mistakes. It makes you guys feel better about that. I made mistakes. Okay, I got to correct those.
I guess I was just wondering because, you tell us like, hey, I see things in practice and stuff. It
Yeah.
just feels like, that was a big deviation there. So.
Oh, no, definitely. But
Is what it is. Understood.
no, yeah. If I say what I want to say, you're going to find fault. And I can't do that because I'm not built like that. That's why I take it. I take it. It all starts with me and ends with me.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to know, like, what is it? Like, what happened? Because he said he's saying like the way he's saying it, something happened, and he said if I say it, then you're gonna find fault. I wanted to know what happened though. What happened? Like it's like something went down in the behind the scenes. So that's pretty much I'll take it as leave it at that. I'm not privy to anything like behind the scenes. Now, some people seem to think they privy to stuff behind the scenes, but I'm not. I don't know.
If I was debating upon whether or not to ask you now or
Never.
after the game.
No, you never debate, man. It is what it is. So always feel free to ask me what you want to ask me. If you get it off your chest, I'm going to try to get it off mine because sometimes I'm thinking the same thing.
Got you.
I did this for like 20 years.
Antoine, what do you think he's talking about? Because you're really good at this. Do you need to hear it again? Antoine is really good with this stuff, man. He's like a low-key, he's like a low-key genius type of dude. I went to high school with him, by the way, guys. That's why I keep talking to him like that. His name Prince Ant. Ant, what do you think he's talking about? Yeah, they got the wrong guys. Practice. Look at nice. Okay, cool. All right, I like that. You practice warriors. I heard that before. I forget who else said it like that. Practice warriors. That's not funny, but because damn, you think you got somebody practicing, then when they get under the lights, that's it. You ain't, Yeah, they could have had a bunch of practice warriors too. Oh, I'll play it again. Hold on.
I ain't made mistakes. It makes you guys feel better about that.
For the year, dating back to spring.
At any of the men's or women's basketball games?
I hope so.
All right, listen to this. Listen to this again.
Yeah, I got to get this team right. That's my focus right now. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I've been waiting to ask you this one for a little while. And based upon what you said to Scotty and Brian about missing in 2 different ways,
Right.
I think it's a good time. Before the year, dating back to spring ball, you'd said many times that you felt like you had a better team than
Yeah, I did.
last year.
Really did.
Where did that deviate? Or is that in those 2,
The thing about, man, you have no idea how bad I want to answer that question. But see, if I answer that question, you're going to think I'm placing blame in this on people, and I'm not. But when I tell you guys the truth and I'm transparent with you, you find fault in the things I say. So when I tell you, guys, we made mistakes. Yeah. We made mistakes. Forget we. I ain't made mistakes. It makes you guys feel better about that. I made mistakes. Okay, I got to correct those.
I guess I was just wondering because you tell us like, hey, I see things in practice and stuff. It
Yeah.
just feels like, I mean, that was a big deviation there. So
Oh no, definitely. But
is what it is. Understood.
no, yeah. If I say what I want to say, you're gonna find fault, and I can't do that because I'm not built like that. That's why I take it. I take it. It all starts with me and ends with me.
Fair enough. I was debating upon whether or not to ask you now or
Never.
after the game.
No, you never debate, man. It is what it is. So
Fair
always feel free to ask me what you want to ask me. If you get it off your chest, I'm gonna try to get it off mine because sometimes I'm thinking the same thing.
Got you. Got
Yeah.
you.
You know, I did this for like 20 years.
I do. I do. I do.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Had a sneezing attack. Um, so okay, let me just answer your question. As far as between spring ball and he didn't really lose a lot of players. He lost players at the end of last season. He lost Hill Green. He's starting at Alabama. He lost the Hood brothers. One of them is a runner for the Thorpe Award and headed to the NFL. Hill Green headed to the NFL. That's the only thing I can think of. You said which players moved up on the depth charts in the same time periods. Yeah, Jerry Jones, you way behind. Yeah, he did play at Arkansas. I'm thinking that the decisions they made and what they thought they had, they didn't have. And that's just a gamble you take when you bring people in from the transfer portal. It's a gamble you take. But the bona fide dogs like a Walter Nolan, the reason why I'm bringing Walter Nolan up, even though he's in the NFL, Walter Nolan transferred from Texas A&M and he went to Ole Miss. He didn't stay in the portal that long because he already knew where he was going and they offered him a bag. There was a couple of them big dogs that had an opportunity probably to come to Colorado. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bag or whatever. But it's hard to get those type of players. And when you're getting third and fourth string players from other schools, you don't know what they're going to do when they get to your school. You don't know. You just don't know until they get there. So I don't know. It's something he would have to explain that more. I would love for Coach to explain that, but he's leaving that to our own guesses. And I don't know. I have no idea, unless like what Naisha said, practice warriors. And also, who idea was it to put Ron in at that crucial time of the game? Because at that point in the game, they still could have won the game. Who idea was that to put him in? That's sabotage. When you could have kept Draylon in number 7 and that one that came from Ohio State. You should have kept him in the game as running back. So like who idea was that to put Ron in? That's almost like you self-sabotaging. I'm not taking nothing away from Ron, but you have to go with the hot players. Who's hot at that particular time. You got to go with who's hot. But even at that point, I guess they said they were not going to a bowl game anyway. So let's just put players in. I could see that. Let's just give Ron a little burn. That I could see, but they could have won that game though. They could have won the game. If I want to get into the conspiracy part, I think it might have been some self-sabotaging going on. Or they just didn't have the personnel. That could be it too. It's just not that good.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was, look, I mean, I know you hear some of the talk, right? You know, about what happened this year. You've competed in every arena. You really don't have much left to prove.
The last game, when Ron made that fumble, I would think you would go with number 7, Dallin Hayden or Draylon Miller or somebody.
Prove personally.
No, that's
I
not
don't
true.
think.
That's not true.
I was wondering, does it fire you up again when people start to maybe
First of all,
doubt
this is what I'm called to do, and to take a L. You have no idea how hard that is to a winner. So then you got to placate what is a win. I know you winning. Nobody want to hear you winning academically. Nobody's going to jail. These kids are really good young men, but they don't give a darn about that. They want to win games, and that's what we're here for, to win games. So that's my only thought. That's what I want to do. Like, I didn't want to really go. I wanted to go see my son, but then I don't want to take an L with me. I wanted two W's, over the weekend. And so that had me feeling a little funky, because it's almost like you don't like that. I don't like that on me, man. I don't like that. I'm not you could be a loser, a guy who lost games. Right. I would rather be a guy who lost games than a loser, because I'm not.
The thing is, he's right about that. He's won everywhere, and it's hurting him that he's losing. But he's probably going to have to micromanage and just do it all himself, because he can go get the talent. He got the IMG pipeline, so that ain't no problem. The thing is, he is winning. Like I just said, nobody cares about the academic part, but I do. I don't care what these people are saying, like these former players at the school. Since he's been there, he's had the highest academic GPA. That's a win, because 99% of these kids are not going to the NFL. For me, that's a win. But I know what some people saying that's not a win. For me, it's a win. That's a success. I don't care about this winning and stuff. Half these players ain't going to the NFL. But he's setting these kids up so they can go make money afterwards. Do you know he got connections to get people in real estate? Do y'all know that? He got connections to make them millionaires. You know that? Did you realize what Trump said after the Cleveland Browns won? Did y'all know? Why is Trump worried about Shedeur? Do y'all know why? Because he knows Prime personally. He knows him personally. That's why. He knows him personally. That's why. Okay? I'm surprised nobody put 2 and 2 together and they follow each other on social media. I'm surprised nobody saw that. They've been knowing each other since the 80s. They've known each other that long. Because remember, Coach Prime played with the Yankees. He met him then. Y'all just don't know that. They've been knowing each other. And you know that. They've been knowing each other. That's why he's looking at Shadur the way he's looking at him. Did you know this dude? Let me tell you what this president did one time. This shit was crazy. The president of Japan was waiting to meet with him at the White House. Okay? They said, hold on, Mr. President, Trump is coming out soon. Did you know he put him on hold until Tiger Woods won the Masters? So he'll be the first to congratulate him, because they're friends. He thought that was more important than meeting with the president of Japan. If he's down with you, he's down with you. These people know each other. That's why. That's why he commented on Shadur winning the game, because he was watching. Okay? So he knows this person. He knows Mike. You got to go back to his relationship with Mike Tyson. He was the reason why Mike Tyson got all the money he got from back in the 80s. He knows Prime. So the thing is, he got these connections. He got connections to set these kids up to be millionaires. That's what nobody's talking about. You're not talking about the back end part. They're not talking about how he set this one player up last year to get into real estate, how he set another player up to get his own clothing line going, because I keep watching it. They're not talking about that part. Okay, so you want to be a fireman? Now, who can I talk to, one of my contacts and one of my connections that can help you be a fireman? Okay, who can I talk to? Because he got connections all over the place. That's what they're not talking about. I don't care about the football part. There's only 1% going to go to the NFL. I care about the education part, and I care about the connections. You go to college to form friendships, to build connections, don't you? Why you think people go to Harvard? The education ain't no different. It's just that they go there for the connections. The connections will get you through in life is who you know. That's what they're not talking about. How the player came into Coach Prime office, said, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting a real estate." He said, "I got you. I'm gonna put you in I'm gonna put you in front of some people that will help you get these houses." That's what they're not talking about. See, the reason why they keep asking these questions, because I heard that they're going to try to get him through the media to try to get him to quit. They're going to try to work on him and through the media to try to get him to quit. That's what that player said. He said, the former player said, he said, yeah, if he quits, we won't be on the hook to pay him them $50 million. But if he quits, then we ain't got to pay him, right? But if we fire him, we have to pay him that buyout. We have to pay him. Just like it was what happened to that coach. And so what was that coach that got over $100 million? Just read the LSU coach, right? Or whoever coach. I can't remember what it was. So that's the issue here. They don't want to pay him. They have an issue there. Like, do we fire him? Because they're going to have to pay him. So, and you know how I started thinking about this? Because Matt McChesney said it. He said that if we fire him, we have to pay him. But if we quit, we don't have to pay him. And he said the only way to put pressure on Prime is to get him through the media. Matt McChesney said it. And he said he was a part of the process to even to bring Coach Prime there. He said that. Yeah, so the pressure is on for him to quit. Hey, coach, don't quit, yo, because you've already made a success with getting these players in their connections. Yeah, what's his name? Who was the one that got the $1 million? Was it Brian Kelly? Listen, that's not a firing. I don't know what kind of firing that is. You got to get somebody $100 million. That's a blessing. And did you see him at the interview after he got fired? Did he look stressed out to you? No. He was like, well, things just don't work out. Man, they're going to be paying him for the next 10 years. But yeah, but the thing is, Matt knows something, because he said the only way to put pressure on Prime is through the media. That's what he said. So of course he don't like losing. Of course not.
Not a loser. And that bothers me, man.
And that was what I was asking about is
Yeah.
I know how much you hate to lose. And
True.
so based upon the competitor that you have been, et cetera, I imagine that train is pretty loaded up with coal right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to sit down. I can't wait till this darn portal opens. I can't wait to see, what we're going to come up with by the conclusion of
I told you. He thinking about that portal. Your coach, you off the hook. Coach thinking about that portal right now. You said, I'm sorry that picture triggered you. Why did it trigger you? You must be a Raiders fan. And then Kelly got fired too after the Raiders game. But I wonder what his buyout is. They're paying him $9 million a year. But he's there. You go, CC. They go to him with that portal. Guys, what I tell you, Coach, you know what he gonna do this time? Because he feel better. He feel real good, right? So what he gonna do is he gonna look at that portal his damn self. Like I'm gonna go get after these players. I know Kelly got fired after the Raiders game.
signing day, whatever it is. I don't give a darn if it's whatever it is. You're gonna add more. You're always gonna add and subtract more. That's just it. But I'm not gonna go crazy over grabbing something just to appease you guys. That don't make it happen. I mean, you got to think about, those two defense ends, those young guys. They're gonna be pros, man. Those guys are pretty darn good. Those receivers are gonna pay dividends as well. Chauncey Gooden is gonna be a pretty darn good player. You got Juju is gonna do his thing. So you have a core of
All right, so Juju might be coming back, but he's right about the defensive ends. They're going pro. Arden Walker and Twin. I call him Twin, but y'all know who I'm talking about. He one of the twins. He going pro. One of the offensive linemen is going pro this year too. I forget his name, the one with the locks. He's going pro. And then Seaton going pro after next season. So he do have some pros on the team. But he gonna be looking at that portal. You heard me? He gonna be looking at that portal now. He said Juju's 100% jumping back. We'll see. But he can looking at that portal though. So we'll see, man.
Yo-Yo is he's a redshirt freshman. Same thing, like BDS on the other side of the ball. He's gonna do his thing. Like, you got some youngsters that you got to core with. You just got to add, not just youngsters. You got to add experience with youth. You just can't go all youth. You can't go all experience. You got to just blend it a little bit, and that's what we've been trying to do. No problem.
Hey, Coach Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. Just you mentioned the transfer portal, obviously with only one window this offseason. About a month from now, how confident are you going to be that you guys can accomplish everything you need to in that abbreviated window?
Well, you may not accomplish everything you need to because that takes a lot of money. So you may not be able to do that, but you're going to do what you're capable of doing to heal some woes that you have. And a lot of that is up front. A lot of that is on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of that stuff is up front. Linebacker, we got some youngsters coming in the secondary that I can't wait to see. So we know what direction we want to go, and we're going to get there. We just didn't get it right last year. We got it right the year before. We really did.
He's right about that. He got it right when Chidozie and them came in. When Chidozie came in, he got it right with Chidozie. He got it right with Hillgreen, but he didn't keep Hillgreen though. That's the problem. Now, he didn't keep Hood. I don't know if that had anything to do with money. I don't know. But he's right about that. If you're gonna get people in the portal, but it takes a lot of money to go after what you want. Now he can only do what he can do based on the money that they have. Do they have any deep pocket donors? Well, Travis. They got Travis, they got Shedeur. I would think they would donate. They and I don't know who the other donors are. I don't know. You said Hood left because his brother was not going to play. Okay. Well, like I said, they got to figure out a way to keep those players, like, you know what I'm saying, and then go acquire the Chidozies again, because they did get it right with Chidozie. They did. They got it right with him. Who else? Like he said, they need some help on that defense. They need a lot of help, but it requires a lot of money. Some of these players won $1 million. They won $1 million and $2. Yeah, retention management. They gotta identify how they left, how Hillgreen left. Because one content creator is saying the reason why Hillgreen left is because they didn't want him. He wasn't wanted there. So my question is, why wasn't he wanted there? Because they could have used him this year. Now, granted, they didn't have Bentley. They lost him because he had no more eligibility. They also lost LaJohntay Wester brother. That's a big hit. Like, he was next up. You know what I mean? You just can't lose. And what I'm saying is, well, imagine if Hill Green was there and Wester brother was there along with Twin and Arden Walker. Oh, they would have been unstoppable. Their problems would have been answered. You said, let's be honest, bro. CU got some money, 3 years of prime. They got a bag. You right about that. They do got a bag up there, the man above, because they got a bag. Bro, I don't know. Dude, is there what's his name? I gotta listen to what's his name. He's a content creator. He covers CU. What's his name? I believe he is from Colorado or he lives there. The brother, what's that brother name? Guys, what's the brother name? He's from he live out there and he be going to the games. Rob the man. I gotta listen to him a little more and see what he think. I'm gonna have to listen to Rob a little more. I think Rob be knowing some shit. So I'm gonna have to go listen to Rob, yo. I'm gonna have to go binge watch Rob the man to see if I can get something. But to be honest with you, if he knows something, he's not gonna say it. I don't think he's gonna say it publicly. But it takes a lot of money though, and I don't really care because that's bygones. It's over with. That's in the past. But for him to get who he really want, he needs the bag. Coach Prime need the bag. They got to find the bag, and they can only work with what they want, what they can work with. Yeah, they still maintain a good relationship with the Sanders, but hey, man, somebody could have. You never know why people want to leave. It could be for money. It could be anything. Because I ain't gonna lie, somebody could be like, "Hey, remember Coach Prime said stop talking to my players?" Because the other schools kept reaching out to his players. So that's what I'm saying. It's you gotta have money to compete. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't, he can go get what he can get with the resources he have. He can do that. But to get who he want to get in there, it's gonna take a deep bag, yo. It's gonna take a lot of money.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Monica Costello, Associated Press. I just wanted to ask you, is some of the maturing with Juju having to do with changing his hair?
That's a good one. Yeah, I think he matured immensely for that. He got that thing braided up after that incident happened. But you know what? He's much more talkative. He's much more understanding. He looks for my voice and what I want to say to him.
Let me stop right there. I just want to let her know I caught what she did. You see, they get a kick out of saying a little slick to us, and we think it going over our head. Look, woman, his hair don't have nothing to do with nothing. Okay, his hair don't have nothing to do with nothing. Oh, Max Crosby just dropped a new podcast. He likes Shedeur. They pretty cool. Now, I don't know what I think you said T. Cal was saying Jordan Tyson was pushed out of CU, but Dion said Tyson apologized to him after the game Saturday. He did go up to him. Jordan Tyson did go up to him and hug. They did go up. They talked to each other. I saw it. But he said that Jordan Tyson was pushed out of there. That's what he said. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Let me just say something to you guys real quick, because I'm not afraid to call somebody out. When he says stuff like that, we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know if he's part of the hit team. Because just like when I say hit team, what did the other guy say? He said we got to go after Coach Prime and the media. We got to try to force him out of there, and we have to put pressure on him through the vlogs and through the media. That's what he said. So how do we know he's not on the hit team? We don't know. And you know what else he said? The reason why Coach don't talk to him no more because of his critique of Shedeur. because of his evaluation of Shedeur. Well, guess what? You see how that center? You see that center right there, right? That's Ethan Posick. Ethan Posick has been in the league 10 years. Look how he lifts Shedeur up. That's why I put the picture up there. And what did Max Crosby say about Shedeur? Max Crosby loves Shedeur. But what did he say, Shedeur? What did he say to Shedeur? And again, that's what I do, Shedeur. I was going to hit you because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So look, Coach Prime problem is they ain't got the money. They need money, bro. He don't have what's his name? He don't have Lane Kiffin money. I promise you he don't. And I'm not talking about personal money. I'm talking about the school. He didn't got Lane Kiffin resources. Unless he go talk to his billionaire friends. I know he wanted Shedeur in Vegas. They were talking in the off season, but he thought he was coming there, but then, it just didn't happen. He probably get his wish next time. You said Mata might be leaving? No, Mata's a senior. Mata's a senior. So this is it for Mata. Yeah, I hate to see Mata leave, man, but yeah, he leaving. And the kicker's a dog. You know what I'm saying? But in order for Coach Prime to get what he want, he got to have somebody with deep pockets to compete with Lane Kiffin. Yeah, this is Mata final year. For order for him to compete with Lane Kiffin, he needs somebody with some deep pockets. Who did he get? He got to have some friends with some deep pockets. He probably can get somebody if he need to. I'm talking about deep pockets. Okay. Hey man, we need some money. We need to get these players here. Then he'll get them. I'm not. If he go to the master's program, then he could compete as a grad student. I think that's what you're saying.
After each series or going back on the field after prior to that series, he looks for that, because I'm just trying to not to overwhelm him, but to give him some little component that'll help him get to the next level. Same thing in practice. I may blow the whistle and stop in the middle of practice. What down is it? And I want him to know. I don't want him to take for granted it's first or second and 8, because that tells you what we're looking for. We're looking for at least 5 yards on that first down. We're looking for a definitive play that you got to make sure you execute. Okay, you know what defense they're in. You know what play we called. Okay, let's execute. And he's learning that stuff more and more and more, which is good. We just got to do a better job of balancing everything with the run versus pass as well.
Did you have him do it, or did he do that on his own?
In what regards?
His hair.
No, he did that on his own. He had to. Ain't no choice. That's not an option. He had to. He did what was best for himself as well as the team. Yeah. Thank you.
I do want to ask you, was Sunday the first time you'd ever watched Shedeur as a fan?
I think I just posted that. You saw that?
I didn't see it.
I think I just posted that to didn't I? Yeah. That I'm thankful for just being allowed to sit up in a box with the opposing, the owner of the opposing team allow the dad of the quarterback on the opposing team to sit in his box. Like, how many times did that happen? Like, that is unbelievable, man. So I'm so thankful and appreciative for that opportunity in that moment. That's the first time I've ever watched him play without me on the sideline. I've never seen him play without me coaching him. So that was strange, but it was good and it was healthy, because I was just in straight dad mode. I went in coach mode, and I love that I was able to see him gain the first victory.
Were you a nervous wreck at all?
No.
Because you couldn't do anything about it?
No. Thank you, Lord. You know I was going with that. Thank you, Lord.
Any other questions?
No, I was happy. No, I got a couple more
Yeah.
things. Let me give you guys this right now. I've made a decision that Juju is going to redshirt. That's my decision. I want what's best for the kid, what's best for his family, what's best for this wonderful university that has given me the tremendous opportunity and given him an opportunity. I think for the program, it's best for everyone, but mainly it's great for him. So I'm not going to say he was happy because he's a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants to play. His father, they cut from the same cloth. We had that conversation as well. Not that he forced it, that I know him. So we had that conversation. So Caden Salter would start this week's stop, would be the backup therefore, unless something crazy happens, an injury or whatever in practice, but that's where we're going. So it's not like he came to me saying, Coach, this is not, he's not built like that. That kid wants to play. He wants to compete. And I love him for it. He really does. So that's on me. Questions?
Coach, I guess last one going into the holiday this weekend. Is there anything you're specifically thankful for, or a positive message you want to put out there?
I would be thankful for a win tremendously, but this has been a tumultuous season in every realm possible. Sanders family has been tried and tested in every way imaginable. Each and every kid, my mother, my family, me. But guess what? We're still here. And we would never give up. We're going to keep on fighting. We're going to keep on loving. We're going to keep on being a blessing. We're going to keep on smiling and styling. We're going to keep on being who we're called to be. I love life, and I try my best to live the life I love and love the life I live, but I try my best always to be a blessing to someone else. And that what has got us through. I was thankful and saw that Shedeur, even after the victory, said some wonderful things about his relationship with the Lord. You got to understand how that makes a father feel, man. Like that, all those nights when they're asleep and you praying over them, and you just don't know if they're gonna get it or not. And when you see them regurgitate some of the things and regurgitate the stories of childhood, and even some of these young men, I'm glad I said that. We lost, but we won. What do you mean, Coach Pratt? I'm glad you asked. Who was the best receiver on the past team we just played? Jordan Tyson. Didn't Jordan Tyson play here? And he left because of several different things. Jordan Tyson found his way into my dressing room downstairs at the conclusion of the game. Jordan Tyson came in there to say, Coach, I apologize. I said, young man, let me tell you something, man. I love you. I appreciate you. I pray to God that you're a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, because you got it. You don't have to apologize to me. You're young, man. I was young. I was making some of the same mistakes when I was a short of your age. I'm just thankful that you got on the right course. He's trying his best to walk with the Lord. I mean,
Guys, that meant something. This is the first time I'm hearing this. That meant something. For Jordan Tyson to come up to him, he's going to the NFL. We all know this. For him to come up to him and say, I apologize, that meant something. He said he was sorry. You know why he was sorry? So what happened was that year, a couple players got together. It was more than several players got together and said that they're going to hit the portal right before the spring game. I believe he was one of them. Just because they didn't like what Coach was saying. No, but he wasn't another. What do you mean another Kermani? Kermani is a good kid. Kermani's a really good kid, and he's smart. Go look at his grades. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Naisha. You're talking about another Kermani situation. I know what you're talking about. No, it didn't get that far, Naisha. He left before the spring game, and he was hurt. He wasn't practicing. he wasn't practicing at all. He was hurt. And he decided to leave. That's probably what he was apologizing for. Because he could have helped them. He know he could have helped coach. He could have helped them. He could have been a part of that all-star crew. You know, with you know, the all-star crew with Travis Hunter and company. He could have been a part of that. You imagine if he was on a team with Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn and them, and what they would have done? Oh, please. But that was cool that he came up to him and apologized, bro. That was cool. See, this is some of the stuff like, you know, these players that's talking and like, oh, he can't coach. They don't know the backstory. You know, the crazy thing is they don't know the backstory. And I know some of them, they used to, you said like another baller misled, but has found his way. Yeah, right, Naisha. It is another night, yeah. But Carmani really wasn't kind of misled though. You got to understand something like, you said, who culture is losing? Who culture is losing? So, yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one. Like, what do you mean who culture is losing? Because we just talking football here. We're not talking politics. This ain't got shit to do with politics, man, or nothing that's gonna change the world. But what is gonna change the world, his effect on these young men. That's what they don't talk about. It bothers some of the people that their top player came up to him and apologized. Yeah, college is a place to have young and dumb moments. They're young people. I want to know what you mean your culture is losing. That's what I want to know. I want to know what you meant by that.
And he's Heinz Ward is his coach, and that's my boy. So I understand this. And Jordan told me some things personally. But isn't this what it's all about? That moment. Even though we're getting a bus kicking, I'm sitting up there going through the game in my head, and he walks in, fully uniform, fully, and says that. You got to understand, man, that cleans up a lot of the mess that's going on, that's transpiring right now. But he got it. I just pray that the multitude in our locker room gets it, because he got it before it was too late. And that moment right there, that's all us coaches coach for, that moment. So I'm praying for him. I'm wishing him the best. And I know he's going to do what he does because he's a freak of an athlete. And I'm just proud of that moment. Not for me, for him. I'm proud of that moment. God bless.
All right. So, yeah, it was just he was having a he was a young moment and he left Colorado. But Coach Prime had identified him before he left because when he met with the wide receivers, Jordan Tyson was hurt. He was like, man, that's really impressive what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing. They were talking. He identified him already that he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? And for him to come up to him after the game, hey, I asked you a question real quick. You said your culture is losing. I want to know what you mean by that before I block you. So I'm giving you an opportunity to answer. Like, what do you mean by that? Your culture is losing. What are you talking about? College is a place that, yeah, college is a place to be young and dumb moments. So yeah, Kermani is coming into his own now. He's doing really well. Sometimes it just take people a little bit of years to just get a little maturation under their belt and come into their own. And that's what a part of growing is. These kids, remember, these guys are kids. I'm older than some of their parents. You see what I'm saying, Antoine? I'm older than Travis Hunter parents. You see what I'm saying? That's how old we are. We older than both his parents, fam. So these are kids to us. You see what I'm saying? kids. So you got to remember that it takes a while for them to, they're grown, but they're still kids to us, even though they're grown. But it takes a while for them to come into their own, because it took us a while to get to the maturity, the stage that we're in right now. This person did not answer me, Antoine. I gotta block a member. I usually I block members sometime. Wait, this person became a member just to say it, thinking I wasn't gonna block them. No, I'm blocking you. I asked you what you mean why my culture is losing. You didn't say nothing, so you got blocked. So you better get your money back for next month. Don't you drop your membership, please. Don't sit up here and say my culture is losing. I don't take crap from nobody. Not nobody. So you go somewhere with that comment. Your culture is losing. Losing what? But shout out to Prime, because they gonna need a little money in that portal. They did get it right in year 2, though. They did. They brought Shadozi and a few other people along, and they damn sure got it right. You see what I'm saying? So they can get it right again. Just require a little bit of money. You said I timed him out for that comment, and I just blocked him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care if you're a member. He can easily cancel that membership. Easily cancel that. You're not gonna sit up here and pay me a few dollars to disrespect me. Them Jaime Town, them what you call them days? Them Geechee Town days is over. Now we don't sit up here and gas a boss no more. I sit up here and give you my ass to kiss. That's what I'll do. Yeah, you're not gonna sit up here and pay a few dollars just to sit up here and say something stupid. No, I don't let that slide. I don't give a damn if you're a member. I'm not letting that slide. Not for a few dollars. No, thank you. That's probably Big Greasy Box over there trolling. Because I got to him real bad that he tried to troll me back. What's the Matt dude? And it didn't work because I didn't listen to it. Yeah, he real butthurt. You know the crazy thing is, wasn't Prime on his show? He went to his show. Bucky went on his show. And he gonna sit up here and show his ass. You see what I'm saying? He said, look like he can't trust Jerry Judy, which is a shame. Yeah, I think he could trust Jerry Judy. You see what I'm saying, CC? I had to give him my ass to I gotta do it. They up here showing themselves right now. But Prime came on his show. Bucky came on his show. And he gonna sit up there and give them his ass to kiss. And now it's not because of his critique. Because he's gonna say, well, just because I can't critique. No, you said that he's a narcissist. That's what you said. You made it personal by calling him a narcissist. I don't forget anything. Yeah, we too old for the nonsense. I'd rather I'd rather speak my mind, because at this age, you know what I'm saying, we damn near senior citizens, and so no, yeah, Jerry Judy forgot what it felt like to catch a pass like that. Look, Judy was so happy he started dancing. Look, Judy had so much space, he didn't know what to do with himself. Because he thought he was gonna just run his little route and Shedeur ain't gonna do nothing. Shedeur was looking right at him. He was like, oh shit, the ball coming my way. Guys, he had so much space, he started dancing. He was gonna put a move on the guy, like, you know what I mean? And the dude just came from behind. That's what happened. They not used to it. Remember the defense when Shedeur launched that ball, they were like, what the fuck? They looking at that ball that was launched, they was like, yo, he caught it. They not used to it. He said, I didn't get my AARP membership yet. No, I didn't get mine either yet. Yeah, but Judy didn't know what to do with himself. He didn't know what to do with himself. And now the team, they acting like they can do something now. Okay, they got a little bounce in their step. Look, all of a sudden, the whole offensive line ain't hurt no more. Nobody's hurt. You said exactly, you tired of the keyboard. Listen, sometimes the keyboard warriors, sometimes people get what you call it, burner accounts. Just to get their say off on me. But they can go ahead and just ask for the link and come on up because the show over now. Now they can ask for the link. Now y'all get a real good show now if they want to get the link. Because all I'm going to do is mute and let them talk. Yeah, Miles Garrett mouth was open. He said, "Oh my God, like what is happening?" And then the dude caught the pass. He was like, he dropped it in the bucket. And now the other coach, you see how he acting now? Yeah. So we had a program for Shedeur, okay? Because in the stage he was at, he wasn't getting that many reps, but he was doing a lot of mental processing. Okay. He was doing a lot of mental reps, like I had told him about. I told him about the mental reps. And then after that, then he's going to get the regular reps. So now he's getting the regular reps now because he already processed the mental reps. That's what he's saying. So Shadur, under our tutelage, okay, we brought him along slowly. Okay. So we brought him along slowly and he got his mental reps in. Okay. He's already past that stage of the mental reps. So now we can give him the regular reps and we're starting with Shedeur. Oh, yes, we're starting with him next week. Okay. Okay. Because now the coach saw like, damn, he really can throw this motherfucking deep ball. He looking at it like, look, okay. All right. So we got that out of the way. So now we're going to give him the regular reps. Okay. And move him along slowly. You said Shedeur playing your dad team, the 49ers. You said our family gonna be, oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy, right? Shout out to the 49ers. Yeah, they full of shit, man. Look, now he's talking about, yeah, I had talked to Shedeur about it, and I told him about the mental reps, okay? And Shedeur understands that. Dude, the reason why he not barking at you is because he's a good kid. And see, he knows that. He knows Shedeur not gonna bark at him, right? He knows that. So he said, yeah, Shadur, you got the mental reps. See, the thing is, the mental reps were really important for him to get those mental reps. Okay. Now we bringing him along. He said he's been doing the things in the dark. He's been doing a lot of practice, a lot of this by himself to get to this point. They're taking the credit for it. That's what he's doing. He said, looking back on the last few games when Juju started, I was calling the wide receivers. I think they were a bit exposed. And they need to do a lot of work on the off season. What do you think? I'm with you on it. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, did you hear him talking like that? He said, yeah, I had told Shedeur, okay. Because look, did you see his face when Shedeur launched that ball? They thought he was gonna throw to the tight end. And Shedeur just sat up there and launched the damn thing. Did you see his face? Everybody's like looking up. And then when he saw that the dude caught, he goes to fancy grinning and shit. Like he did, like he called the damn play. Now he gonna sit up there and try to take credit for the shit. He said, yeah, I had told Shedeur his work because of these mental reps. Okay. Even though he didn't get the first team reps, but what he did in our program, we had a program for him. We got him the mental reps because these mental reps is now setting him up for this right here. No bullshit. 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 I knew he was gonna sit up there and try to take credit for everything. I knew that. No, he's trying to pull the Jedi mind trick on us. Yeah, I had already told Shadur about this, okay? The mental see, and also they said, well, what about Shadur saying that he's used to starting this? Yes, he is used to starting, Mary Kay. He is. He is used to starting. And that's typically like that when players come out of college. They've been the man at college and stuff like that. But when they come here to the NFL, they have to learn the game is faster, Mary Kay. And they have to get the mental reps in. So Shadur understood that. Okay, when we had talked to Shadur. Okay, he listen, they knew he can do the deep ball in practice. Because you remember in the all season when Shedeur was throwing around, people had their camera phones out looking at him spin this ball. They already knew that already. But in order to save face, they had to go with Dylan because they sat up there and drafted Dylan before he did. So they trying to tell us it's a problem with Shedeur. It ain't no problem with Shedeur. Okay? He helped somebody win the Heisman Trophy, didn't he? And so yes, he can spin that ball. Yeah, they do it with us, and they do it in everything. Beach material, they do it in everything. Corporate America, sports, TV, Hollywood, they do it all. They do the same thing. He said, you got your 89-year-old mom wanting to see Shedeur, and your dad don't like Prime. You said, my dad don't like Prime, but I'm warming him up for Dion. The reason why he don't like him is because he left his 49ers. So you got to get to the root of it, CC, why your dad don't like him. This is deep rooted. When Prime used to play on the 49ers, he won a Super Bowl with the 49 and left them. He sure did. And he went to the Cowboys. You see what I'm saying, CC? So we got to get to the bottom of it. So you say your dad's a 49ers fan. That's why he don't like Prime. I'm just telling you this. Think about it. Think about it. Prime won a Super Bowl in the 49ers. And all of a sudden he going, your dad don't like the Cowboys. And he a 49ers fan. So that see what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. Yeah, Shadur is getting a lot more confidence now about himself, okay, in this system we have, Mary Kay. So this system we have, Shadur is gaining confidence every single day. Okay, you saw with that deep ball. Now, the deep ball that Shadur threw, that was a very difficult, it had a high degree of difficultiness to it. No, it had a high degree of difficulty to it, excuse me, Mary Kay. That ball had a high degree of difficulty, but he made it. Okay, so that is telling us now that he's ready to graduate to the next level. Okay, in our system. I was like, what the fuck? At one point, Shedeur had his arm around him. So he won Shedeur over. He sure did with his bullshit. He most certainly did. Yeah, Shedeur. You see what I'm saying? Now, Shedeur. Now, you understand what we were saying the whole time, Shedeur? You see how you went out there and did that? That's why we sat you. Because now you went out there, Shedeur, you weren't even nervous, were you? You weren't even nervous. See, he running the bullshit. I know he is. But he do deserve it. Shedeur deserves it. Yeah, and he got a hug. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. He getting hugs and shit. Well, I don't want them to copyright me. I've been talking shit about them. They'll probably copyright it. Just go to the Cleveland Browns YouTube page and go to the shorts. Yeah, they came down and hugged him and everything. And yeah, Shedeur. So the program is working. Okay. They know what they got. Shout out to Deshaun for helping him out. Because Deshaun has been doing that. You know, he's like a coach on the field. Because I saw him with the iPad and everything, helping Shedeur out with some plays or answering questions or whatever. So that was important. But Shedeur is good though. He's a good quarterback. He wasn't scared. He meant to be on. He even looked like a quarterback. He got the size and everything. Yeah, Andrew Berry hugged him. Yeah, he went right over to Shedeur like, look at you, man. Look at you. Look what you did to do it today. Yeah, but Stefanski is going to be like, yeah, it was because of our program, okay? Yeah, typically, you know, college people, they want to play right away, okay? They want to play right because they've been the man everywhere they went. But we have to put them through our program. And he understands that. I don't know what Jimmy has one, though. He was on his phone. And Shedeur is good, though. I mean, he's a quarterback. I don't know what he was doing on his phone, though. He was on his phone. Yeah, trying to slight Dion. Coach Prime was the one that built him up. He was the one that did it. Okay? He was the one that built him up. He was the one that got him Jeff Blake training, Tom Brady training. So, and training throughout since he was a kid. Yeah, he the one built that boy up. Him and his parents. His mom too, you know. His mom is play a crucial role. Let me tell you why. Because I know how men are with their mothers. It's important that she's there. Because that's how I would be. My mother would have to be there. Well, what they're gonna do is they gotta bring Deshaun back because they paid him so much money. But the likely thing is Shedeur will be the backup for Deshaun just in case if something happened. So Shedeur is what you call insurance for the future. He's insurance. Because if he can't play or he keep messing up, Shedeur is going in. But they're not going to trade him in the offseason. I don't think so. Because you know why? Yeah, he trained Shedeur. He taught Shedeur how to throw the deep ball. And so the thing is, they're looking at it probably like, all right, so we're going to have him. I don't know. We'll see. Because they owe Deshaun a lot of money. And Shedeur is also, you see how happy he was? He's a good kid. So he's no problem to them. He's not a problem to that organization. He's just happy to play, and they know that. So they, all right, at least we ain't got nobody beefing with us. At least he ain't beefing. He's a good kid. So that's how they going to do it. You said, oh, it's cold in NorCal. Where the Niner game going to be played in Cleveland. That's a home game for Cleveland. The 49ers are coming to Cleveland. And then here come Haslam, everybody coming to the locker room. I don't think they used to winning, to be honest with you. They're not used to winning there. But they won a couple years ago. They got in the playoffs and lost. Yeah, Shedeur mother's always there with Shalimar. They're always there. Well, his mother's already there. No, Shalimar got college, but yeah, his mother go everywhere he go. And trust me, that's important. He need his mother there. going through this shit like this, he need his mother there. And I tell you who else been like look like they've been an OG to him. That's Njoku. Because all of a sudden he not injured no more. If you notice that. He's been injured for like a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden he trotting out there. He not injured. Like the whole offensive line not injured no more. Everybody's back when he come out there. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. Because everybody want a piece of the action. That's why. Like, I'm not gonna not miss this game. I want to be a part of this. Yeah, Cleveland gonna be crazy. It's gonna do the dog pound is gonna go crazy. Yeah, Mister, I can play now. Yeah, I'm not injured no more. I'm not injured no more. Now I'm out there with him. If you notice when when they were playing the Star Spangled Banner, Shedeur and Judkins, Njoku was in the middle of them, and they had their arms together. And the Njoku was staying in the middle, big as hell, bigger than both of them, looking like a damn superhero. I'm like, what is going? What are they doing? He giving them power. That's what he's doing. Looking like a superhero. But he came from the University of Miami. I remember him. He from New Jersey. He from out here. Yeah, he healed now, CC. All of a sudden, and even the offensive linemen, all of a sudden they all healed and back because they want a piece of the action. They know that kid can play. And I never seen Myles Garrett so damn happy. Have you? He's standing on the sidelines, jumping around and looking at the ball going in like, oh shit. Everybody happy. What's going on here? That's kind of like power. Shadur has power. He has like he tapped into something. People like him, man. He's a likable kid. He's not, you know how people say he arrogant? No, he's not. He's not arrogant. He's not arrogant. He just a confident dude, man. He confident, man. That kid is confident, man. That's all it is. And then you see him throw up the little watch a little bit. Look, then got Judkins throwing up the watch. Now all of a sudden, Judkins throwing up the watch. They throwing up the watch together. What's going on here? What the hell they doing? What they doing? Both of them throwing the watch up. Judkins like, hold up, I got a little watch too now. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw my watch up. So it's excitement back on the team. Yeah, he from Cedar Grove. And he went to the University of Miami. And Cedar Grove ain't that far from us. So what's going to happen is for the rest of the season, Shadur playing for the rest of the season. He's not win or lose. He's not leaving that position because the fans they're going to start beefing. I know Dion. Oh, you a little late. You said Dion played for Dallas. I know he won a Super Bowl with them. That's why I say her dad might not like him because he's a 49ers fan. And even though Coach Prime played for 49ers, won a Super Bowl there too. But the fact that, he went to Dallas. No, wait a minute. Yeah, he went from Atlanta to where did he leave after Atlanta? He went to the 49ers, right? And then after the 49ers, he went to Dallas. Or do I got it wrong? And where did he go first? Did he go to he went from Atlanta to the 49ers, right? And then from 49ers to Dallas. Because you know how Jerry Jones just had to have him. He just had to have him. Yeah, he went to San Fran, and then after that, Jerry Jones. Here come Jerry Jones. Here he come. He just had to have him. Okay, so yeah, San Fran to Dallas. So that's why your dad don't like him, because he went from San Fran to Dallas after he won the Super Bowl. He won back-to-back Super Bowls. You know that, right? He won back-to-back Super Bowls on different teams. Dallas and San Fran and Dallas. So that's why the San Francisco people might not like him. Yeah, Prime played with the Baltimore, and he played with Washington too. I believe so. I believe it was the Redskins and Baltimore. Yeah, he played in Washington and Baltimore. That was the tail end of his career. Yeah, Jerry told me I had to get him. He said, "No, I had to do this. I had to do this." And he made him the highest paid at that position at that particular time. He sure did. They put him with Darryl Green, and that was a huge situation. Darryl Green, that dude was fast. Darryl Green was fast. I don't know who was faster, Darryl Green or Prime. I don't know who was faster. But yeah, he had a hell of a situation. Like he said, this year he been tried this year. And then people talking about him in the media, talking greasy. Prime liked to win. So what he said was, remember he said in year 2 he got it right in the portal? He did get it right in the portal. Didn't he get all them kids out the portal and Jadozi? He did get it right. So what's gonna happen this time? He about to get it right again. He about to get it right again. And this year he's healthy. You remember the last off season he wasn't healthy this past off season. He had to go had that surgery real quick. And then he had to heal up and the shit was painful. So imagine with him healthy this year. He gonna really do something this year. So give him a little time. I know he hate losing, but the thing is he ain't playing. You see what I'm saying? So he got to sit on the sideline, but it is what it is, man. But he got a chance to see his boy, man. I know he felt good seeing Shedeur out there. I know he felt good seeing. And then remember when Shedeur went in the tunnel after the game, he's sitting up there coaching him up. Yeah, you know you got to look at this, right? You got to look at this. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Shedeur just listening to him. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you did real good. Look, he got a superstar for a son, right? He said, "Look, you got to look at this and this and that, but overall, you did real good." Oh man, that was hilarious. You know, he had to coach him up real quick. Yeah, he had to give him some little bit of criticism, you know, a little constructive. And Shedeur listening, you know, Shedeur like, all right, cool, okay. You know, Shedeur is Mr. Cool Breeze. You know, he's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. He said, ironically, Jerry Jones signing Prime helped jumpstart the endorsement deals with the NFL. First, it was Reebok, then Nike. Yep. No, he signed in when he was in Atlanta with damn, I forget who he signed with in Atlanta. And I was telling them the reason why Trump commented on Shedeur at the end of the game. You know why, right, Ant? 'Cause him and Prime know each other. Because remember, guys, before Trump was president, he was a celebrity. And Prime played in New York with the Yankees. So he been knew Prime. That's why. That's why he felt that he needs to add his 2 cents. That's why. Because I know a lot of people saying it's odd for him to keep commenting on it. No, it's not. He's cool with Prime. That's why. And they known each other a long time. So that's why he feels the need to say something. And he said something at the draft too. Well, see, here's the thing. Trump, it's weird, ain't it? He used to be outside. And it's weird because, like, what the fuck is he hanging with some rappers for? You ever thought about that? Like, what is he doing? Yeah, he used to be at the hanging at the after parties with rappers back in the day. I guess he thought he was the shit. I don't know. I don't know why he was doing it, but there he used to hang out. He used to be outside. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like he don't fit in. But yeah, he used to hang out. Yeah, Ed Hockley's son. I thought it was his brother, but that is his son. Hold up, let me do my Ed Hockley real quick. That was his son out there. Because Hockley. After further review, it has been determined that he did make a football play. Being that he made a football play, we had to next determine if he had his feet inbound for the first down. It has been determined that both feet was in bounds, so therefore it's a first down. Furthermore, after further review, we have determined that we added an extra 10 minutes to the clock. Thank you. That's Ed Hockley. Hold up. Let me let you hear what I mean. Hold on. Let me find some Ed Hockley real quick. He was the best referee, man. Ed Hockley was the man. They call it over explaining.
The call, the initial call. All right, here comes Hockley with the call, the initial call.
The ball was illegally touched, but it was also then recovered by the kicking team. However, there was a holding by the receiving team, number 57. That penalty will be enforced from the previous spot and will replay fourth down.
By the receiving team,
Well,
or by the
he said
kicking
originally
team?
the kicking, then he said the receiving team.
I think he's going to have to redo that announcement.
Okay, hold up. He got it wrong. He said it. Sometimes he over explains and he said it in the reverse.
I think so too. Because originally the call was holding on the kicking team, then it's holding on the receiving team. The illegal touch after the ball passed Ginn.
New England is challenging the ruling on the field that the ball was not touched, and therefore that the recovery was illegal. If the ball was touched by the receiving team, it would be a legal recovery by New England down there. The ruling on the field stands as called. However,
look, he's saying, however, look, he's not done yet.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
The force and the ball legally recovered by New England because the ball was not touched by San Francisco. There will be a 10-yard penalty against the receiving team at that spot, and San Francisco will keep the ball.
Video and more. Go to NFL.com/mobile.
The pass was incomplete. The ball, before the pass was completed, the ball was being touched by the defender who was out of bounds.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, the loose ball before the completion was touching a player who was out of bounds. Therefore, by rule, that's an incomplete pass.
Wow.
No timeouts are charged. And the stays as it is.
Moved. When he doesn't have, remember.
I remember one time we were at Giant Stadium. I forget who they were playing, and Ed Hockley was the main referee. And he made an explanation, and he got it wrong. Everybody started booing. They were throwing stuff. And he came back. Hold on, guys. Hold on. After he said, quick correction. That's what he said. Hold on, guys. Quick correction. It's actually going the other way. Yeah, Ed Hockley's son. Yeah, they are known to be in the gym lifting weights. But Ed Hockley looked like he could play with them too. That's how big he was. Yeah, he's a lawyer. Most refs are lawyers in the offseason. Most are, or judges. A lot of people don't know that. They just do this for side money. and the prestige of it to be a ref in the NFL. But yeah, a lot of them are lawyers. But yeah, that's Ed Hockley, man. But yeah, man, Prime is it had to feel good to have his son do pretty good. And he got the first win since any rookie since 1995 to open up their first game with a win. It's the first time it happened since 1995. It's like he broke a curse. Because a lot of people saying, did he just break a curse? You know, if you're a good person, people see it. And good people will protect you. You will have, even though you got haters, you will have a lot of people to protect you. Because like minds think alike, you know, and we band together after a while. Yeah, so evilness is over this world, but you know, it don't prevail. It don't. But Shadur is just a good kid, man. He don't even hang out. He don't even do nothing. He don't go out nowhere. He like Travis. You said your brother, he was a NFL ref? Oh, damn, CJ. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, fans will people will protect. But being that he's a good kid, that's why people like him. And what he did in the off season, you know, hanging out with those kids and stuff. How you think that kid feel now? You remember the kid I said that christened him into the dog pound. You remember during their off season, well, the preseason, not the preseason, but the training camp, the kid came up to him and gave him the dog pound chain. And Shedeur took a picture with him. So Shedeur went to give it back to him. He said, "No, that's yours." So I was like, he just christened him into the dog pound. How you think that kid feel right now that he's playing? You know, how you think he feel? He means everything to them. You know, imagine Antoine when you went to Giant Stadium. You know what I'm saying? You get to meet one of the players as a kid. You think they're like superheroes. So that's how the kids feel about them. Right. The man above, right. So you remember when Prime and them had that reality show when Shedeur and them was a kid? I still see that. Like, damn, this kid don't grew up like that. Time don't flew, you know? Time has flown by. He don't go out nowhere. He's like Travis. They just sit in the house and I don't know what they be doing, like playing the game or whatever they doing. Shedeur just be chilling. He looked like he like older music too. I think he does. I don't know if he got blessed by the big dog yet. That'll happen this weekend. And when he officially visits the dog pound. You talking about the big dog in the dog pound? No, not yet. Or he may have. The big dog may have seen him at camp. He may have. I can't wait to see him throw his first pass and it, you know, in front of the dog pound. They gonna love him. Oh, you've been with your wife since you were 16? Damn, that's a blessing. You said that's how you stay out of trouble. Sit my ass in the house after. Right. That's all Travis and them do. They don't get no trouble that way. All them kids are good. They got a lot of good kids at CU. You know, Mata, he thinks highly of Prime. See, this is the stuff they don't talk about. You know, his parents felt a certain way when he was going to see you with Prime. They said, "Man, his dad said you living out one of my dreams. I'm living through you right now." He said, "Damn, you playing for Deion Sanders." You know, the way he affected these kids, they don't talk about that part. But for me, that's the most important part. I don't care about the winning. I mean, I do. I mean, I want to see them, win up, obviously want to win, but you know, that part how he affected kids is different. You said Trump did date a black model. Yeah. After he divorced his first wife, this is before he started dating Marla Maples. He did. Yes, he most certainly did. So yeah, that was after he divorced his first wife, and before he started dating Marla Maples, he was dating a black supermodel. That's correct. And then he started dating Marla Maples. Then he married Marla Maples. And then he had Tiffany. Tiffany Trump is Marla Maples' daughter. His first wife, the first three older kids, that's from his first wife. And then Tiffany is from Marla Maples. And then obviously Barron is with his wife now. But yes, he did. And then he also, when Jennifer Hudson, when her family got killed like that, he put her up in the Trump Tower, and he had guards watching her because they thought at that time that she was being targeted by somebody. So he had her come to the Trump Tower. Yeah, he had her come to the Trump Tower and have her hang out there. He don't like talking about that stuff though. And then also there was a lady that was like homeless, and he gave her a free apartment in the Trump Tower. Then she started working for him. But then when they tell him to talk about the story, he gets uncomfortable. He don't want to talk about it. He was like, "Yeah, I did it, but ain't none of your business." Like he's like that type of thing. Because a lot of people thought the story wasn't true, but it was. Yep. But you got to understand something about him, though. It's a little complicated. He has three lives to him. So the first life, obviously got into real estate in Atlantic City. That was his first life. That's when he was younger. And then his second life, I call it, is when he became a celebrity. You had The Apprentice, and then you had the different things like that. And then this last part, when he became president, that's when a lot of people like, wait a minute, what is he doing? But he did say back in the 80s he was going to run for president when it's right. And the crazy thing, he's a Democrat. And he was a major donor to them, but he switched up on them and then turned Republican to try to run against, and that's what happened. You said which coaches will be fired? Well, right now, Chip Kelly just got fired. Oh, you're talking about the Browns coach? That's not happening. He's not getting fired. But yeah, Chip Kelly just got fired. The Raiders. I think Chip Kelly probably go back to college. Something like that. Yeah, he did used to support Jesse Jackson, but see, the thing is, um, he was trying to find a way. I think people trying to realize now that he's not really MAGA. He's not. He just used them to get the votes or something like that. Then they trying to flip the script on him a little bit. But I don't really do that. It's just I don't know. But I just know that some of us know him as the celebrity part. But Nowadays, he's older. I don't know why people want to get that old and be president, though. I don't know why. I guess it's just the ultimate flex for them. Because I'd be ready to retire somewhere. But what else is going on? Yeah, so we covered the press conference. Coach Prime said he ready to get in that portal. Yo, I started laughing when he said that. He like, look, we gotta get this last game done. We're gonna red shirt Juju. Even though he said Juju wants to play. I know he wanted to play. He didn't want a red shirt. But he has to. I mean, give him the extra 4 years back. Salter is gonna start this game, which is cool. At least he can go out with a win, you know what I'm saying? Get some tape. Who else? That's it. And he's right about that. The two ends they got, Arden Walker and Twin, they going to NFL. He's definitely right about that. Yeah, I know he can't wait to hit that portal though. He cannot wait. He didn't say nothing like that. He said there's going to be a roster. He's going to hit that portal. And I don't know if he firing any coaches. I mean, who is he going to fire? Only person I see leaving probably is Pat Shermer because he's not play calling no more. I mean, nobody said nothing about the defensive coordinator last year. He had the personnel. He just lost a lot, Why would he fire his friends? I wouldn't fire my friends. Like for what? You said Preston House. Let me see. Preston, ain't he a senior? I think Preston Hodge is senior. He gonna hit that portal hard though. He definitely is. And they do have some foundational players now. They got Juju coming back. They have Jordan Seaton, even though we only got one more year with him. Jordan Seaton. Yeah, Preston leaving. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got some foundational players. They just he gonna hit the portal again. He gonna hit it hard. He got it right in year 2. He is right, but he lost him to the draft. I mean, he lost LeJontay Wester to the draft. Didn't he get it right with LeJontay Wester? Yes or no? He did get it right with LeJontay Wester. He did. And don't he have what's the kid that was playing with one hand? He's on the foundational squad. He's a good foundational player. He's a dog. Tafik. Y'all know Tafik Byer. You know his brother played in the NFL. You say he fired Coach Flea. I think Coach Flea had some medical issues. He didn't fire Coach Flea. Remember, Coach Flea had a surgery or something, major surgery or something with his head. You say he need better quality players. Right, that's what I'm saying. And he had that in year 2. Didn't Chidozie want to win and sacrifice? Didn't LeJontay Wester want to win and sacrifice? That's who he has to go get. He got to go get another LeJontay Wester and Chidozie. He'll get him. He'll get him this offseason. He had brain surgery. So he'll get the players again. You said I thought this was the final year for the COVID kids. It is. But I think the NCAA said that everybody can get 4 extra year now. Oh, Flea went to Colorado State? I didn't know that. But I know he had some type of surgery. But yeah, the thing is, he got it right. He got LeJounte West today, even though he had LeJounte for just 1 year, though. Because LeJounte only had 1 more year eligibility left. But the fact of the matter is he got LeJounte. He got Hill Green. He had a lot of players. He did get it right. They got it right for sure. So he got Levante Bentley out the portal. He did pretty good. He had him for 2 seasons. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of just going to get him again. And I'm pretty sure he'll get him. Anyway, guys, good talking to you. I'm gonna get out of here. I think I talked long enough. It's like 3 hours, damn. But I'll talk to you guys pretty soon. We'll do it again tomorrow, of course. If not, enjoy your holiday. But I'll talk to you before then. But yeah, man, I appreciate talking to y'all tonight. I'll catch you later.